And welcome to a wet, rainy, soggy Independence High School as tonight Video Productions presents the Raleigh County Middle School Football Championship game. It's the defending champion, the Independence Patriots, taking on the Beckley-Stratton Bulldogs. Hello again, everybody. I'm Maris Lowry here at the booth here at Independence High School. My brother Mario Lowry providing color. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. And we have the young man of Cade Burgess in the camera, going to have to brave the elements to get outside in the rain. And then tonight, you know it's a big game when we have our stat man, Mr. Chris Farish, here. Well, Mario, it seems a lot longer than 2 weeks ago when you and I were here when they played to see who's going to have the right to host this game. Beckley-Stratton won that game 26-20, but it was a tale of two different games. Independence led 20-0. Beckley-Stratton came back and tied it at 20 before Independence went on to win 26-20, and that's why the game's here at Coal City tonight.
Yeah, clearly Independence won the first half of that game 2 weeks ago. Beckley-Stratton won the second week. The only problem is with that, Independence won the first half by 20, and Beckley-Stratton only won by 14 in the second half total points, and that ended up being a 26-20 victory for the Patriots.
And the way I look at this game, Mario, I said, of course of all, Independence would have to be very confident because they've been very good at home. And even their two losses this year were not here. They lost on the road at Eastern Greenbrier. They lost on the road at Princeton. So they've still been very dominant over the last 3 or 4 years on this field. And they beat Beckley-Stratton 2 weeks ago. On the flip side, Beckley-Stratton was like, hey, we were down. We came back. We tied the game. And on the final drive, which is a 55-yard drive, Beckley-Stratton had two big 15-yard penalties. So 30 of the 55 yards on that last drive were by penalty. So I think both teams feel that no doubt that they can come in here and win this game tonight.
Yeah, that was the only drive for a touchdown Independence had in the second half. And like I said, 30 of those yards was aided by penalties. And like I said, the Patriots was really struggling on offense in the second half. But when you start your drive at the 50, another 15-yard penalty gets you to 35, then that gives you a little bit more confidence knowing you only have a short distance and try to score the winning touchdown.
All right, we've talked about the weather on top. Like I said, it's windy, it's wet, soggy. How much, if any, Mario, do you think that will play a role in the outcome of the game tonight?
Oh, I think it's the whole game tonight. The whole game tonight, I think, is turnovers, holding on the ball. We always say turnovers, but tonight you're probably going to have a wet field, a wet ball, and, you know, you're probably – I'm just going to throw a number out there. I'm going to say 5 turnovers tonight total between both teams.
And the one thing about it, and I don't know about this particular surface, of course, you know, it's turf and it's a beautiful field. I don't know how slick it would get because we had a lot of rain here right before we came on the air. It rained really hard. So the field has absorbed a lot of rain because it's rained on and off today here at Coal City and throughout Raleigh County.
Well, with that, you're talking about footing. So you might have a wide receiver or a running back coming out of the backfield that might be wide open when you throw the ball, and by the time he gets there, he tries to cut or do something and loses footing and, you know, and allow the ball to hit the turf and not go for a big play or a completion.
Well, both teams are out on the field going through their warm-ups. Independence on our left on the screen and Beckley-Stratton on the right is, you know, even though Beckley-Stratton and Independence each with 2 losses, Beckley-Stratton 5-2, Independence 6-2, both teams 0-0 tonight as they play for the football championship of Raleigh County.
Yeah, and also tonight, because coming into the stadium, walking up here to the press box, if a team gets down and they have to get back in this game by throwing the ball, I think the wind is going to have the greatest impact of this game. Is maybe not the rain as much, but right now the wind is really howling. And since we're getting close to Halloween, I'm going to use the word howling. It's kind of like a werewolf. But the wind is howling, it's swirling, and any quarterback will tell you that is not your friend. It is the wind when you try to throw a pass.
And not only that, I think unless you're backed up really deep in your own territory, maybe backed up inside your own 20, it's probably going to be 4 downs because you don't want to have to punt in this kind of conditions.
Yeah, last time maybe there might have been one punt in the last game. Most of these teams, the kicking aspect of the game, we've seen Independence every time they've scored basically try an onside kick. And even when Beckley-Stratton kicked the ball, it really didn't go any farther than the 35. So a lot of these teams are going to have good field positions tonight. So you're looking at a lot of 50, 60-yard drives tonight unless you have a turnover maybe down on one end of the field.
Well, both teams continue to go through their warm-up. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll tell you about some of the key players that you'll want to watch tonight as our pregame coverage rolls on as we kick off this Raleigh County Middle School Football Championship game at the top of the hour between Beckley-Stratton and Independence. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life,
we got you.
Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School. The rain continued to come down, and looks like, Mario, I'd say we're probably going to have rain pretty much the entire night.
Yeah, we're going to have like I said, we're going to use a big word tonight, precipitation. We're going to have a lot of precipitation tonight. Rain, let's hope we don't get any hail, no monsoons. But, I think this is great football weather, and it's going to cause a lot more concentration to make sure your handoffs are smooth. You're going to have to make sure if you're the quarterback, you're putting the ball in their stomach. And a lot of things that you learn preseason, you're going to have to really put into action tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what we put into action. I don't know if it's about putting the ball in our stomach, but we put that delicious pizza of Giovanni's Mamma Mia in our stomach, and we had our entire crew there. We appreciate Giovanni's Pizza. They take great care of us. They'll take great care of you. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. Giovanni's Pizza, 2 locations, and, of course, one right down the street here from Independence Middle and High School at Lester Square and Sophia, and then if you're ever going down to Glendaniel Way toward Liberty, they have a great facility down there as well. The fine folks of Giovanni's Pizza, we appreciate them. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Scotty Brown is the local State Farm agent, and he's located in Shady Spring, West Virginia. You can dial Scotty up at 681-238-6130. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. Luke Richmond, the broker. Steve Morgan is the associate broker. If you're in the market to buy or sell your home, you can get a hold of them by going to the website at exitelevation.com. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Edward Jones. Heather Cantley is my financial advisor at Edward Jones. She can be yours as well. She helped me plan for my retirement, and she can help you plan for your retirement as well. She has a new location, Harper Road in Beckley, and you can dial Heather up at 681-254-0097. Also, the ball game tonight brought to you by Hart's Cabinets, located in MacArthur, West Virginia. They have quality custom cabinets, and they're a proud sponsor of local sports. You can dial up Hart's at 304-252-2917. And now the players to watch, Mario, first of all, for the visiting Beckley-Stratton team. And, you know, they've got a really 1-2 punch that I call smash and dash. And the smash part is Nemo Plummer, the big fullback. He runs really hard between the tackles. You got Cameron Davis. He's a big play capability. Also on the outside, Corey Law, big play capability. He played good on both sides of the ball in the meeting 2 weeks ago. And then the quarterback does a great job, Bentley Ellison. So those are the four main keys on offense for Beckley-Stratton.
Yeah, all those players, including the offensive line, was very impressive. In the first game, but like I said, but it took to the second half before they really found success. But they scored that night on long runs, long passes, and they definitely have four playmakers that is going to cause some problems for the Patriots tonight.
On the flip side for Independence, their young man, the quarterback, Zeke Nelson, he had the hat trick. He had 3 touchdowns that night, and he played really well. Also, Noah Massey ran the ball hard. He's been a big part of their offense. Cannon Pugh and also Sean Sexton. And you've got Jacob Myers. You've got a lot of players for Independence. That's Beckley-Stratton that you can count on. So if you're on defense, you can't just really lock in on one particular player.
Yeah, both teams, you don't get to this point without having good offensive players on both sides of the ball. And like I said, the Patriots have 4 or 5 guys. Even though the quarterback last time scored 3 touchdowns, it was a team effort just moving the ball. He just happened to be the one that was getting the touchdowns at the end of the drives.
Of course, you know, by 2025 standards, tonight is a terrible night for football. But, Mario, we talked earlier before we came on the air, back in our day, 85 for you, even maybe back in the 70s for me, this was nothing compared to what we played on because we were playing in the mud and we didn't have all the type of equipment, uniform-wise, and heat and things like gloves and other things that can, help get you prepared for the weather. You just went out with no gloves. You went out with a sweatshirt up under your uniform in the rain, in the mud, and just did the best you could.
Yeah, you already realized when you got to normally sometimes end of September, but definitely in October, you had grass in the middle part of the field was completely gone. You had like a hard dirt surface, and you were actually glad when it rained, a little bit mud. It actually made the field a little bit softer than the hard surface that you would have, like I said, when it was a dry field.
And the big thing, too, fighting the elements we talked about, if you're trying to catch a pass and you're looking back up and you're looking into the lights and the rain's coming, that could be a factor. And as you had talked about it, passing and kicking the ball is definitely going to be a factor. And obviously, as you said, turnovers, you think there'll be a total of at least 5, a minimum of 5 between the two teams. And I think the team, obviously, that can take care of the football the best has the best chance to win the game.
I'd also look for tip passes tonight. The first guy who gets his hand on it, it may be the most difficult to catch it. And after they tip it and slow down the motion of the ball, that where you might get an interception or another defender, even on your team, might be able to catch it in the air. So,
and also the thing about it, of course, especially for Beckley-Stratton, they fell behind 20-0 in that first game. Tonight, both teams are saying we got to get off to a good start. You can't get behind, especially get behind big like that, as Beckley-Stratton did the last time.
And I said this last time, if I win the toss, I'm taking the ball. I would want the ball, and that way you're going to get probably really good field position. And like I said, you can, if you have a good drive, if you score first, I think it just puts pressure on the other team the rest of the night.
Yeah, it does, because you're looking at 8-minute quarters as opposed to high school where they play 12-minute quarters. With 8-minute quarters, if you give up a touchdown defensively on the first possession, that does put a lot of pressure on your offense that you've got to go back and get a touchdown. And also, 2-point conversions are going to be key. Some teams can match teams touchdown for touchdown, but can you match them 2-point conversions for 2-point conversions?
Yeah, and the other thing is, too, if you do kick off tonight, we've already seen where there's been a lot of turnovers just on the opening kick, just where they'll kick it really hard to a lineman and, like I said, try to get a bounce, and especially with this wet turf, you don't know where the ball is going to go if it hits off of a player.
We're here in the Greenbrier Ford Mitsubishi pregame show here at Independence High School. This is the Raleigh County Football Championship between Beckley-Stratton and Independence, kicking off at the top of the hour. We'll take a break as our pregame show continues here on Video Productions.
Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if Compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
We asked the real experts what they think of our Chevys and GMCs, and they didn't hold back.
Come here. Come on. I like the noise of it.
They tested the seats, the screens, and the tires as well. Now it's Northside Chevy GMC, approved by kids, loved by everyone. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. GMC, we are professional grade.
Northside Chevy, where they are right.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's a place where innovation.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School. As if you're not familiar here with Coal City up here at Independence, the high school and middle school basically share the same campus. The stadium more, I guess, on the side of the high school, as the middle school is just off from where we're at, off to our right. And like I said, kind of adjacent, the high school and the middle schools, they play here and share this field. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. Tomorrow is Halloween, and they still have some space open for their Bowloween at Leisure Lanes, and that goes from 10 to midnight, and that's the futuristic of Halloween. They have costume party and all that. For more information, you can dial them up, 304-253-7328. Mario, it's hard to believe that 2 months from tomorrow will be New Year's Eve, and they'll be having their New Year's Eve party at Leisure Lane. So time really flies by, especially when you're having fun. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company, located in Sophia, West Virginia. It's right down the street here from Independence High School. And if you're looking for a job, they've got some openings, and you can apply online through the United Coal Company Facebook page. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Pasquale's Italian Restaurant. They have all your favorite Italian dishes, plus sandwiches, salads, and seafood. They have catering and private parties available, and you can book your event with Pasquale's at 304-255-5253. And the game tonight brought to you in part by Allstate Insurance, located at Market Road in Beckley. You're in good hands with Allstate, and you're in good hands with Lori Richmond as your agent. She's my agent, takes great care of me, and she'll take great care of you. And speaking of taking great care, Mario, we talked about one of the keys to the games, who's going to take great care of the football and have the good hands team to be able to handle, whether it be kickoffs, as you mentioned, passes, and we might not have as many tonight because of weather, because of the rain and the wind, but it's basically who's going to take care of the ball tonight.
Also, I think it's also going to be which offense adjusts to the weather conditions. If you are having encountering some of these problems with the wet turf or the wind, the team that might be able to go to, as we talked about, maybe smash mouth football and just keep the ball on the ground and run between tackles. So I think each coach is going to have to adjust and see what plays they normally run and the success rate on them to see what they may need to do throughout the game, and especially into the second half.
As we mentioned, Beckley-Stratton 5-2. One of their two losses, of course, the game we mentioned 2 weeks ago, that 26-20 loss to Independence on this field. They also lost to Eastern Greenbrier. On the flip side, 6-2 Independence, they also lost to Eastern Greenbrier, and they lost to Princeton. It was kind of merry-go-round there because Princeton beat Independence, Beckley-Stratton beat Princeton, and then Independence beat Beckley-Stratton. So you kind of had the merry-go-round there, but none of that really matters tonight. It all comes down to this one game, and the winner of this game will be the champion for Raleigh County in football for 2025.
Yeah, like I said, this has been the Independence has been on the top of the mountain, the king of the hill, and most years they've walked through the county without a really difficult game. And Beckley-Stratton already showed that they can go toe-to-toe, and tonight they want to take that championship from last year and put it in their trophy case.
Yeah, well, the crowd is starting to file in a little more, Mario. You were telling me that they had a trunk or treat going on, and I can see some of the smaller kids now making their way in, and they've got the rain gear on, and they look like they're carrying little bags. I guess that they got candy. They had an event. You maybe can let our viewers know like what that's all about.
Yeah, Independence Middle School had their trunk or treat. It's a great thing for the community. Like I said, they have games and candy and other activities, and it's really positive and it's family-oriented to get the families involved and the people in the community, and it's just a good way to celebrate. If we say celebrate Halloween, we don't celebrate like other holidays, but it's something that's positive for the kids, and it gets them to be part of their school.
Of course, we'll bring the curtain down and close the book on the middle school season in football after tonight here in Raleigh County. But high school, we still got 2 regular season weeks left. And, of course, Independence is in the mix. They are coming off their first loss of the season where they lost at Princeton last week. They've got 2 more regular season games. Their senior night will be on this field tomorrow when they take on Westside, and then they'll finish up at Summers County. And right now, Mario, Independence is ranked number 3, and Independence is right in the mix of a shot to win the Class AA state championship.
Yeah, at this time of year, you've been working at it hard all summer into the fall, and now it's getting down to the point where you got another week or 2, and then it's lose or go home, and everything you're preparing for is for the stretch run, and you just want to stay healthy. And like I said, you want to play at home, but if you have to go on the road, you hope that your team is built to go win with offense and defense regardless of where you have to play at.
And that's one of the games tomorrow night that Video Productions will have, one of the many games that you can watch streaming tomorrow night. We will have the Oak Hill Red Devils against the Beckley Flying Eagles. And when the schedule first came out and I saw Oak Hill and Beckley playing on Halloween, I asked Coach Surratt of Beckley, I said, what do you think about playing the Red Devils on Halloween? And he said he didn't care what night they played as long as the game was in Beckley.
Well, that's true. And, of course, Oak Hill and Beckley have had a long tradition of playing each other in sports. It's gone back for the last 40 or 50 years, and it's glad to see that they're still playing each other. And like I said, through the 80s, it was a big rivalry. And, it's the next county over, and it's a team, you want to win all your games, but especially teams that are in your local area.
Yeah, Mario, you don't remember this. You were probably too young, but I remember when we went to the game, Matt and I, with our dad, back in 1971, they were Collins High School at that time, and Beckley had to beat Collins to get into the playoffs, and Collins upset Beckley, and back then they only took 2 teams and knocked Beckley out. That scenario happened again in 1976 as well, and they played in a snowstorm, and it snowed so bad on a Friday, the game got moved to Saturday at the old Van Meter Stadium. This is where Park plays now, the Bob Pruitt Stadium, and Oak Hill knocked Beckley out again. Now, tomorrow when the 2 teams play, Beckley is 10th in 4A, Oak Hill's 11th, and one team beating the other won't knock them out, but it might knock them out of playing at home.
Yeah, like I said, you want to get all the home games that you can, and like I said, you want to maximize your regular season schedule, and then hopefully that will carry over into your postseason schedule.
Well, we'll have that game tomorrow night, but right now, tonight, as we're about 10 minutes away from kicking off this Raleigh County Middle School Championship game between Beckley-Stratton and Independence, we'll take one more break, and we'll get you ready for the opening kickoff coming up at the top of the hour as you're watching live streaming coverage of the 2025 Raleigh County Middle School Football Championship here on Video Productions.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon, or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
If you're struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches, it's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life,
we got you.
Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
This fall, let the beauty of the season in without the chill. At Window World of Beckley, we bring comfort, style, and savings to your home. Our windows and doors are built to handle West Virginia's wild and wonderful weather, keeping the warmth in and the energy bills low. With energy-efficient windows, expert installations, and affordable financing options, it's time to upgrade. It's never been easier to fall in love with your home again. Call 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD today.
Hey, we welcome you back to Independence High School. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Spartan Factory. Spartan Factory located in Beckley, and you can check them out on their website by going to the SpartanFactoryWV.com. They have all kinds of T-shirts, team uniforms, bags, hats, any accessory or anything you need for sports, Spartan Factory has. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. I'd like to have a nice cold Pepsi, a nice blue can about now, whether it's the blue can of Pepsi or the silver can of Diet Pepsi or the black can of Pepsi Zero. You want the nice, crisp taste of an ice cold Pepsi. Well, Mario, I wouldn't say it's ice cold, but it is a little cold out there, and it's definitely wet, a little soggy night. And we had said in our previous segments, it doesn't look like the rain's going to quit. It might slack up some, and it's slacked up a little bit now. now as I'm opening the window, but it's still raining.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see if the weather gets worse. Right now, if it stays as is, it's still going to cause some difficulties. Like I said, I think the wind, though, is probably even going to be a bigger factor out of all the, like I said, all the weather conditions between the rain and the wind. I think the wind will have a greater effect tonight.
Well, Independence has went back into the locker room. Beckley-Stratton is still out on the field, and we're moments away of getting this game started. We're awaiting the entrance of Independence, and as I said, this will be for the county championship. These two teams played 2 weeks ago, back on the 16th of October, and it was when the sun went down that night. It was a little cool, but it was a beautiful fall night 2 weeks ago. This is completely different. I don't think it's as cold tonight as it was that night 2 weeks ago, but definitely with the rain and the wind, that makes tonight's weather obviously much worse than what it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's true, but you hope your adrenaline's going tonight, and you hope, and some of these players probably play both ways, and if actually it's probably better when you don't leave the field. To me, a lot of times I feel like you notice the coldness when you're sitting out waiting for it to come back on offense or defense. But I think these guys are going to be pumped up, and the adrenaline's going to be flowing. And, hopefully that they're just going to block out the weather and just concentrate on their assignments on the field.
And Beckley-Stratton now, like I said, they've made their way. They actually never really left the field. They're over across the way. Like I said, they'll be wearing all white tonight, trimmed in blue, and we're awaiting on the arrival of Independence. But one thing for these eighth graders on each team, they know this is it. This is the final game, and, they've got 32 minutes left in their middle school career. And like you said, they just want to forget about the weather and go out there and just play as hard as you can and play the best game you can play.
Yeah, there's nothing better than that feeling if you leave tonight knowing that you finished up your career, especially if you played for Independence. And how many straight championships would this be?
Let's see. They go back. They haven't lost a game on this field. This is my 5th year with Video Productions, and I'm trying to recall. I don't think they've lost a home game in 5 years on this field, and they've been champion. I know at least the last couple years.
So if you're a sixth grader, you're leaving here tonight. If you started here 3 years ago, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, you're walking away tonight with a victory with three county championships
and being undefeated on this field.
Right.
And that's something that you can really talk about.
You want to spoil all that tonight.
All right, so Independence now has made their way. They'll be wearing the red helmets trimmed in navy blue and red, and we're moments away of having the captains meet in the center of the field, getting the coin toss. And, of course, we're going to have the national anthem coming up shortly, and we'll be ready to get this 2025 Raleigh County Middle School Championship game underway.
And that will be done by one of our sixth graders, Lacey Price. We'll be singing the national anthem.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and have the toss of the coin and the kickoff when we return here on Video Productions.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer, too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon, or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, a Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life,
we got you.
Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro like it never even happened.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
And we welcome you back to Independence as they're having the meeting of the captains out at the center of the field and ready to have the toss of the coin. And we hope you're settled in somewhere nice and warm with a nice cold Pepsi as you take in this football game on Mario with, I think it's fair for me to say, a very miserable, wet, rainy, windy night.
Well, you know, if you go back to 2 weeks ago after that game was over, I jokingly said, hey, let's play two tonight. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. And it just seems like in a blink of the eye, they're here, ready to line up, and we can finally settle who is the best team in the county.
So Beckley-Stratton has won the toss, and I think they have deferred, and Independence will take the ball to start the game. So there's Beckley-Stratton. They won the toss. And there's the call. They did defer, so Independence will be receiving the kickoff. So Beckley-Stratton will kick off right to left, and Independence will get first crack at it.
And I'm telling my return team the most important thing is securing the ball. If it's on the ground, don't try to pick it up. Just jump on it and make sure you secure it because possession is more important right now than try to fight for extra yards.
Cannon Pugh will be one of the deep backs for Independence. He'll be back on the far side as he goes back inside the 20-yard line. And let's see who Independence will put here on the near side at the bottom of your screen as Beckley-Stratton now breaks their huddle. We're moments away from getting this championship game underway. I'm Maris Lowry with Mario Lowry. We have the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. And we have Chris Farish on stats. And fighting the elements of the weather outside being the cameraman is Cade Burgess. So the ball is teed up right there at the 40-yard line. And Independence are moving their players up. It'll be Zeke Nelson here on the near side part of the 30-yard line. And like I said, Pugh on the far side. But as you mentioned, Mario, they're up around the 35. And as you said earlier, most kicks don't even get past the 35-yard line.
Yeah, last from previous game, most of the balls like bounced, got to about the 35 in the air, and took a nice bounce for them. We'll see what they get here tonight.
All right, we're ready. Got the ball teed up and ready to get this championship game started between Beckley-Stratton and Independence. Independence won the game 2 weeks ago on October the 16th by the score of 26-20, and now they kick the ball over the head, and that's a good kick by Beckley-Stratton. Have to go back inside the 15 to field it as Nelson as he turns the corner, and they run him out of bounds just across the 20-yard line. So that worked out really good for Beckley-Stratton.
Yeah, that was a great kick. It was, like I said, far better than any of the ones the first time they played, and I'm sure we'll make a lot of comparisons tonight between the two games. But that's best start you could have if you're kicking is get them down past inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, they'll start 1st and 10 on their own 23-yard line is where Independence will start. Zeke Nelson had a fabulous game 2 weeks ago against Beckley-Stratton. He had 3 touchdowns in that game, and he brings them out of the huddle. Also, Noah Massey had game as well, running the ball, and he's lined up behind Nelson as they run out of the pistol set. 1st and 10 for Independence on their own 23-yard line, and they'll hand the ball to Massey, and Beckley-Stratton's ready for it. As there's nowhere to run, that'll be a huge loss back inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah, great penetration. Once again, they've seen this offense. They've seen these plays. They shut it down the whole second half of the last game, and I'm sure that they've had plenty of things to practice in the last 2 weeks, and they looked really prepared for that play just now.
That's a big 5-yard loss, and it'll be 2nd down and 15. That's another big thing, Mario, for both teams, not being able to have to play behind the chains. So 2nd and 15. Here's the shotgun snap. It's a passing play. Pressure comes. Quarterback's in trouble. He's going to be sacked, dragged all the way down near the goal line, almost to safety, and they take him down all the way down. And let's see where they put him down at. Maybe about the 2-yard line is Beckley-Stratton. They dialed up the pressure, and they get a huge play by their defense.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure they probably talked about starting fast tonight. Said last time we played, we were down 20-0 in a blink of an eye, and that was a great defensive play. And like I said, right now, if you're Independence, I think you just want to try to get the ball as many yards as you can and then try to punt the ball out of here.
It'll be 3rd down and 30. They have the ball on their own 3-yard line. Nelson out of his own end zone, looks to throw. He's in trouble. He's going to tuck it up under and run. He's got a little bit of running room, but he's got a long way to go. He gets some nice yardage to give his punter a little room, Mario, where he won't have to kick out of the end zone, but way short of what he needed for the line to gain, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Beckley-Stratton's defense comes up big on the first series.
Yeah, they sure did. That's probably as good as plays you're going to get on 3rd down. The big thing is that you didn't take a safety. And like I said, you didn't turn the ball over. And like I said, now when you punt, maybe you might be able to maybe get a turnover or something here. I think every ball handled tonight is going to be difficult. But if you catch this for Beckley-Stratton, you should be set up in great field position.
Here comes the snap. Here comes the kick. It's going to be a low line driver, takes a big snap. It's caught on the bounce. Here's Davis on the near side. He's got running room. He's inside the 20. This is going to be a Beckley-Stratton touchdown. There are no penalty flags, or is there? I'm looking around. I don't see a flag. Touchdown, Beckley-Stratton, but Independence is saying there's a flag. Do you see one, Mario?
No, I do not see one.
Now there comes a flag. Independence's coaches was hollering a flag, and I didn't see one until just now as the flag comes out as we watch the replay. Right there about the 44-yard line. And down the near side, maybe a block right there.
There was a crackback block.
And that will negate what would have been a touchdown for Beckley-Stratton.
I know rules are different from different levels, but you have to give them a couple steps. You can't. Well, actually, they call holding, but it looked like they said the defender or the blocker for Beckley-Stratton, he didn't give the defense there on Independence a chance to turn before he was hit.
So the penalty will negate the touchdown, but Beckley-Stratton has a 1st and 10 at the Independence 33-yard line. It'll be Ellison, the quarterback, and they run out of this kind of stacked eye. They've got Plummer in the backfield along with Davis. Independence jumps off sides, and that'll be a penalty, and that will move it up 5 yards and make it 1st and 5.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about penalties in our pregame, but we already have one now, and like I said, every yard tonight is going to be important, especially to, like I said, to go from 1st and 10 to 1st and 5.
And they'll move the ball inside the 30 to the Independence 28-yard line. Like I said, they play 8-minute quarters in middle school, and that's important too because ball control, you can eat up a whole quarter on one drive. So 1st and 5 for Beckley-Stratton. They have the ball at the Independence 28 after the 5-yard offsides penalty on Independence. They'll run with this power stacked eye. Ellison up under center. Turn around, they're going to throw the ball. Throws the ball across the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to get the ball to Law. They were very effective in the first game 2 weeks ago of completing that pass to Law, but not that time.
Yeah, that was a short pass, and it looked like it was, like I said, maybe the wind altered it or the grip on the ball. You're still trying to hit them with a big play, but I think 1st and 5, I think I would just run the ball, and, if it takes you 3 downs to get a 1st down, and then try to get 4 more new downs.
Yeah, it looked like, with that penalty on 1st and 5, Beckley-Stratton maybe trying to take a shot because, like you figure, it's 4-down territory. They got 3 more downs to pick up this 5 yards.
Yeah, so true. Like I said, maybe they are trying to test what type of passing game they're going to have tonight.
Now they're trying to spread Independence out a bit as they have receivers spread out to the top and bottom of the screen, and it's going to be another pass play. They're going for a pass play, and it's a little high, and they had a nice slant. And I think they had what they wanted, but not able to make the connection, and that'll be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, they read that same slant pattern 2 weeks ago. One of the plays went big for like a 75-yard touchdown. He was open, and like I said, the pass needed to be lower, and the wind might have took off, may have allowed the ball to take off on that one.
They were trying to get that ball to Mans, and like I said, he looked like it was there. They just couldn't make the connection. So now it's 3rd and 5 from the 28 of Independence. Independence bringing pressure. They run the ball. Plummer fights his way. He's close to first down, but he's going to be a little short, and now it's going to bring up fourth down, and they're going to need probably about a yard as he's inside the 25 and have the ball at the 26-yard line. Actually, they're going to need 2 yards here on fourth down.
That was a good play, but I'd like to see that earlier in the downs. I would like to see that on first or second down. So now you're putting all of your you're putting all your weight here on this one play here to try to get your first down.
They'll need a yard, and they might take a timeout, and they do. So Beckley-Stratton wants to make sure that they got the right play. It'll be 4th and 1. This is a big play. The opening drive for Beckley-Stratton with 5:03 remaining here in the opening quarter and a 0-0 game. While we got a minute, I want to tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. Scotty Brown is the local State Farm agent. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You can dial up Scotty at 681-238-6130. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Exit Elevation Realty. If you're in the market to buy or sell your home, Luke Richmond, the broker, Steve Morgan, the associate broker, and you can check them out on the website at exitelevationwv.com. Well, you know, if Independence can come away with a big stop, Mario, what a huge play. This huge turn of events. Beckley-Stratton had a punt called back, which was going to be a touchdown. They had great field position. Independence jumped off sides on first down, and it was 1st and 5, and Beckley-Stratton has yet to convert. So we'll see what they do coming out of the timeout.
I would like to probably maybe use a wide formation, spread out your receivers, and just go ahead and run off tackle. Similar play that they just used, and they do have one wide out here to the left, so we'll see what they do.
On 4th and 1 from the Independence 24, they will run the ball, and that's Davis. He'll get the first down as he will get near the 21-yard line, and Beckley-Stratton will keep the drive alive as they'll pick up a first down with a run by Davis off the left side.
Yeah, that was a well-executed play. Like I said, you have somebody wide out, try to get a couple more defenders out of the box. You gave it to a really big-sized back. And like I said, he got his momentum going and continued it for a first down.
Yeah, I opened the window so I could see a little better. Not a good idea. The rain's coming down sideways in sheets. Here's a first down play. Ellison keeps it himself, trying to find running room, and Independence is all over that. That'll go for no gain and maybe a loss. Depends on where they put him down at. I think it'll be a loss back to the 22-yard line. And it looks like that's the case. It'll be 2nd and 11 coming up for Beckley-Stratton. And actually, they might give him a 2-yard loss.
And as far as strategy goes, like I said, we've never seen anyone kick at this level in the games that we've seen. So if you take any type of field goal out of this, you're going for it every down. And like I said, each play that you don't pick up any yards or lose yards is going to make that more difficult. So if you're Independence, you just want to stop this where it's at and try to take over the ball before they can get a touchdown.
So 1-yard loss back to the 22. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. For the Beckley-Stratton Bulldogs running out of the I formation. It's going to be a pass play. Going deep. Got a man out there and just overshot him. The receiver had the defender beat, and the ball just not able to make the connection, and that'll bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, every pass play, the defense, the wide receivers have been open. He got a little bit of pressure, may have caused a high throw, or once again, it could be the wind that's really playing havoc right now on the passing game.
Yeah, so it brings up 3rd down and 11 from the Independence 22. I think if you're Beckley-Stratton, you may think maybe try to pick up half of it on this down and then obviously go for it on 4th down.
Well, you know, if you do put the ball in the air, it just takes one completion here. So you just need one big play. And like I said, the rain's coming down hard, and we'll see what they can do on this play.
From the shotgun, Ellison takes the snap. Sets to throw. Pressure comes. They force him out of the pocket. He's on the move. He sets and gets the ball down for basically no gain. It'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, once again, apparently he had no wide receivers open. You know, like I said, he scanned the field, and then he had to run out of the pocket, and he just took the safe play, knowing 4th down's coming up, and went out of bounds. And on this play, if you're going to pass it, you need to get the ball out. Even if someone's not there, you need to try to put it up in the air and try to get a penalty or a completion.
This is the 8th play of the drive on 4th and 11 from the Beckley-Stratton. Beckley-Stratton has it at the Patriot 22. Here's a pass across the middle. It's caught, but it's going to be short of the first down. Actually,
Incomplete.
They didn't even make the catch. Had he caught it, he would have been short of the first down. So after all that happened and a touchdown called back, Beckley-Stratton turns it over on downs.
Yeah, if you're Independence, you survive that early punch, to keep them off of the board, because I think points are going to be a premium in tonight's game.
Yeah, like I said, the rain is coming in sideways, and I've tried a couple different times to open the window. Not a good idea, not just because I'm getting wet, but the equipment's getting wet, my stat sheet's getting wet, and so I don't think that's a good idea. We'll do the best I can because the windows are also kind of getting a little fogged up a little bit, and I'm going to have to look right on the monitor. So 1st and 10 Independence. They have the ball on their own 22. Here's a pass down the middle. It's caught, and it's going to be a first down, and breaks the tackle up over the 40 and out all the way to the 45-yard line as Nelson able to dial up a passing play, and they make the connection, and I think that was Pugh that brought that in for a big Independence first down.
Yeah, after their first possession going nowhere, they really needed a big play there to get the ball from out of the shadow of the goal line and bring it up to near midfield.
So here's a first down pass play out to the far side. The catch is made, but Beckley-Stratton does a good job rallying to the ball for a very short gain of a couple to the 47-yard line.
I just think any positive plays tonight on the early downs is going to be beneficial. You just want to keep the ball, like I said, into getting a 2nd and short, or even 2nd and 8 is not so bad with 4-down territory.
Independence looked like they moved a little soon. No flag. They throw the ball in the flat. They make the connection across midfield, knocked out of bounds on the far sideline, and they'll put the ball down. Looks to be about the 47-yard line. Let's see. They put it down at the 48-yard line of Beckley-Stratton.
Yeah, on this possession, the wind or rain is not affecting the Patriots' passing attack right now, and I would just stick with it. As I said, as long as they're throwing those nice short completions.
Yeah, it looked again that the slot receiver moved again. This time they try to run the ball. They're going to come up a little short, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. No question they'll go for it. But each of the last 2 times, Mario, I don't know if you pay attention, but it looked like the slot receiver for Independence got off to a quick start before the ball was snapped each time, and that goes for no gain. And actually, so the ball will be at the 48-yard line. They'll need 3 yards here on this 4th down play. So from the Beckley-Stratton 48, Nelson takes the snap to throw. Pressure comes. He's going to run it. He picks up the first down. He's inside the 45, and he gets the first down plus a yard to spare as he gets the ball down to the Beckley-Stratton 44-yard line.
Yeah, I like that play. You keep the ball in your quarterback's hand, who's a really strong runner, and you send everybody deep, and that opens up a lane up the middle. And like I said, he barely got enough yards, but he did keep the drive moving.
So from the Beckley-Stratton 44, Nelson doing a good job running things for Beckley-Stratton. Massey lines up behind him. Nelson to throw, throws to the far side. They make the connection. It's another first down to the receiver, Pugh, before they run him out of bounds. Down inside the 35. Down looks to be about the 33, maybe the 32-yard line of Beckley-Stratton.
Yeah, Pugh has so far been his number 1 target. He's got nice soft hands. He makes the catch, turns upfield, and moves the sticks.
So it'll be a first down at the Beckley-Stratton 33, and Independence mixing it up good with the run and the pass. 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
I like their pace, too. They're back up on the ball after each play.
Nelson takes the snap. Pressure comes. The ball's free.
Fumble.
Ball's out, and Beckley-Stratton's on it. Their defense steps up, and Beckley-Stratton gets a huge sack and a turnover. Will take over at midfield.
There's one. We can do the turnover count tonight. I said you're going to get 5 total tonight. That's the first one. We'll see if that plays out.
Beckley-Stratton dials up the heat, and that's Law getting on the loose ball right there at midfield. And Beckley-Stratton will take over. As looked like, Mario, their defense was kind of back on their heels, but they get a huge defensive play, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Beckley-Stratton right at the 50.
Yeah, Independence had a nice drive going up to that point. And like I said, I don't know if they just sent an extra man that time to stifle the passing game.
So Beckley-Stratton takes over on the turnover. They run from the I. and there's a flag, and I think it was Law here. The receiver moved, and they caught Beckley-Stratton back. I thought on 2 different plays on that last drive, Independence's slot receiver moved, and they got away with it. But you can see right here, as you can see the flag, when he threw the flag up, it got caught in the wind, and that was kind of funny. And I know it's Halloween, and allowed to see spooky things, or will be Halloween tomorrow, but that's a 5-yard penalty, and that'll cost Beckley-Stratton. They'll take
we
the ball
just
back
hope that there's no white sheets floating around
to the 45-yard line and make it 1st and 15. So we're coming up here on the final minute here of the first quarter, which has been very entertaining so far, as championship games you would hope to be. 1st and 15. And they'll run the ball, Beckley-Stratton. They'll try to get to the edge. Davis tries to cut it back in. He's going to get the penalty yardage back as his knee hit just shy of midfield. He'll get out to the 49-yard line and pick up 4 yards.
Yeah, that was a nice, what we call a stretch play, going wide. And basically you just turn the ball, and the minute you find the first opening, you cut it back up. And then after that, it's just kind of power and get as many yards out of it as you can.
So we're under a minute. Coming up on the final 40 seconds of the first quarter, it'll be 2nd down and 14 for Beckley-Stratton on their own 49-yard line. Beckley-Stratton moving a lot of guys, flip and flop their receivers from one end to the other. They still got time on the play clock from their own 49-yard line. It's going to be a pass play. They'll throw it behind the line, and Independence there was ready for it. And a nice job by Davis not to have a loss and actually get a positive play, Mario, and get the ball across midfield, which that might be the final play of the first quarter, as Davis able to take it to the Independence 48-yard line.
Yeah, even though he got positive yardage out of that, I don't really like that play because he actually threw that behind him. That would have been a free ball. It's not a pass because it was behind him. If you don't make that catch and you bobble it, then you're going to put the ball on the turf.
And that'll be the final play of the first quarter, so we'll take a break. No score. When we come back, Beckley-Stratton will have a big 3rd down play. You're watching live streaming coverage of the Raleigh County Middle School Football Championship game here on Video Productions.
Struggling with payroll problems, compliance confusion, or HR headaches? It's time to discover Compliance, the trusted solution for a healthier, stress-free business. With Compliance, you will experience faster, error-free payroll, effortless compliance with labor laws, and expert HR support and guidance. Don't let workplace stress take over. Ask your business if compliance is right for you. Side effects may include reduced stress, increased efficiency, improved morale, and a strong reliance on compliance. Consult Compliance today. Compliance, because a better business starts with a better you.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Beckley today. 1-800-WINDOW WORLD.
Glad you're with us here on Video Productions on this cold, wet, and windy night. And the rain continues to come down a little harder as we start the second quarter. Beckley-Stratton will have it 3rd down at the Independence 48-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8. And let's see what Beckley-Stratton will cook up here. The quarterback, Bentley Ellison, up under center, out of the I formation. Ellison to throw. Looks, throws the deep ball, got a man out there, and it's caught. No, it's dropped. The receiver had it and not able to haul it in, and that's just one. That was a great play call, and man's not able to make the catch as we watch the replay, Mario. This is one you got to make the play on this one.
That's the most accurate pass of the night. I think he tried to turn with it and run. Tonight, it's all about catching the ball, securing it, and even if you don't get any yards after the catch, you're fine with that. You're trying to just secure and make your positive plays tonight.
So it brings up 4th down, and Beckley-Stratton will work from the shotgun. 4th and 8 at the Independence.
And if you don't get this, Independence basically getting the ball back where they fumbled it.
Yeah, from the 48-yard line on 4th down. Ellison takes the snap. Pressure comes. He's in trouble. They force him out of the pocket. He's going to turn the corner, trying to run, and he turns it up. He's going to get there. 1st down and more. Down the sideline. 25. Makes a man miss at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. No, they say he stepped out of bounds. And for the second time tonight, Beckley-Stratton thinks they have a touchdown, and they call it back. But still, what a great effort by the Beckley-Stratton quarterback, Bentley Ellison. That was a heck of a play.
And he made up his mind right there at the 50-yard line. He faked the pass, and he made up his mind, I'm going to just turn my tuck it and run with it.
I didn't even see him step out of bounds, but it's a first down instead of being a touchdown. That was a tremendous run. The ball inside the 25 at the Independence 24-yard line, and wow.
If you're Beckley-Stratton, this drive has to end in a touchdown.
Yes.
Just the way the game has gone so far tonight, that you've really dominated it without any points.
When we get a minute, we're going to take a look at that replay again, because it did look like the young man stepped out of bounds, but we'll take a closer look. But it doesn't matter what we think. What's been called is they hand the ball to Davis, and they move the pile from the 24 down to the 20-yard line and pick up 4 on first down. But I'll tell you, here's the play. Let's see. He's in. He's in.
If it's anywhere,
his heel may have stepped out. That's very, very close to call.
Yeah.
But
we'd have to be down on the sidelines, but it wasn't obvious from our point of view.
Yeah. But nevertheless, the ball, they say, actually didn't make it to the 20, made it to the 21, so they'll give him 3 on the play. Davis, 2nd down and 7 coming up. And I'm with you, Mario. After everything that Beckley-Stratton's done, they've got to put this ball in the end zone, or that could really flip the momentum. And Independence trying to just do that, flip the momentum. Here's a handoff to Plummer inside, and he's trying to get away. Good job by the Independence front line. Is Plummer, I thought if he could have broken that tackle, he had daylight. I don't know if he'd have scored, but it'd been big gainer down inside the 10, and now he's only able to gain just a few yards.
Yeah, if you're the Patriot defense right now, you're just trying to hold on. You know you're getting 4 downs, and like I said, each play – you're going to have to get on them and drag them down the ground, gain tackle, because the hard running from the Beckley-Stratton Bulldogs.
But I'll tell you, that run that looked like was a touchdown by the quarterback, Bentley, I haven't seen very many high school plays as good as that play was. That was a tremendous play. But it brings up a 3rd down from the Independence 19-yard line. Beckley-Stratton spreading them out. They're going to go with twin receivers to the bottom top of your screen. Plummer, the lone setback with the quarterback, Ellison. They're going to try to run the ball, and Independence is all over that, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that's the heart of their defense, is right up the middle. Occasionally you might get a 3 to 5 yard run, but for the most part, their interior defense is the strength of their team.
Yeah, that'll go for no gain. And it'll bring up 4th down at the 19-yard line. They got to get the ball down just inside the 15 to keep this drive alive.
I think I'd come back with a quarterback rollout and tell them, if you don't see anything, just keep on trucking it down the field.
So it's a 4th down play. And let's see what quarterback Ellison will do for Beckley-Stratton. Waiting on the shotgun snap to throw. Pressure comes, throws across the middle into traffic, and it's knocked down, and Independence defense comes up big again, and now a late flag comes in. What do we got? Are we going to have pass interference? That ball was thrown into traffic, and we'll have to wait and see what the call is going to be.
Yeah, there was 3 defenders there. We'll have to look and see if they got there a little bit earlier.
Maybe right there, that could be pass interference. They impeded the process of the Beckley-Stratton receiver to try to get to the ball, and I can see that could be pass interference on Independence. We'll see what the call is as the officials discuss it. And that's going to be a hold, and that'll be a 1st down. That'll keep the drive alive.
Yeah, that might make up for some of the other plays that have gone against Beckley-Stratton tonight, as far as the punt return touchdown and the quarterback keeper for a touchdown.
So they'll walk off the penalty, and that'll take the ball down inside the 10-yard line. That'll take the ball down to the 8.
Yep.
And that'll make it 1st and goal. So Beckley-Stratton will have 4 downs in which to get 8 yards, as we're right on the 5-minute mark remaining in the first half. From the 8.
Yeah, I think this 1st down is crucial. You only need 8 instead of 10. I might do a give off the middle.
To throw. Across the middle. It's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Pugh. He turns the corner, and they run him out of bounds, and Independence defense comes up with a huge play. And I'll tell you what, each team has made some really, really big plays, as Independence, huge play by Cannon Pugh to get that interception.
Perfectly. It's a play that he's seen probably several times in person or even on film from the last game, and so far in this game. He knew where the top receiver was, and he just stepped right in front of it. And like I said, right now each team have had opportunities, and Beckley-Stratton, they may look back later in this game and think that was their big chance right there.
So the return comes out to the 20-yard line, but both teams have made huge offensive plays, and they made huge defensive plays. 1st and 10 Independence from the 20-yard line. Here's Nelson, throws the ball out in the flat, and it's incomplete. Beckley-Stratton had that covered as they try to get the ball to Pugh here on the near side flat.
And we're up to number 2 on our turnover count.
Right, you said 5. And,
I said 5 combined. We're 1-1 right now.
1-1, yep. So got 2 turnovers. It's 2nd down and 10 for Independence on their own 20-yard line. But we've had everything but points. This championship game has given us a lot of big plays on both sides of the ball.
I can't wait to get our when Chris gives us our
stats,
total yards, because I'm sure Beckley-Stratton probably right now is probably winning that battle, but that doesn't help them until they actually turn them into points.
2nd down and 10 for Independence on their own 20-yard line. Nelson waits on the shotgun snap to throw. Going for the deep ball. Got a man out there, and it's, he's not able to haul it in. That was going to be the biggest play of the game. That would have been huge had they to make the connection, and I believe that was Sexton and not able to haul that in.
Yeah, if you make that catch, you're getting 30 yards with the catch, and if you catch it cleanly, you might even get another 20 to 30 yards after the catch.
So it'll bring up 3rd down, and we got a timeout on the field. While we got a timeout on the field, we'll take a quick 30-second break and be right back here on Video Productions.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
And we welcome you back. You're dealing with the Lowry brothers tonight. Maris, Brother Mario doing color, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing, Chris Farish on stats, and Cade Burgess fighting this rain on camera. Here's a 3rd and 10. Nelson takes the snap. He's got running room. He's got a 1st down. He's got more as he breaks a tackle, crosses the 40, gets all the way out to the 44-yard line. A huge run by the quarterback, Zeke Nelson, and a 1st down for Independence.
Yeah, Independence shows that they can run that little quarterback keeper or like a little draw play. He allows the defense to think that he's throwing the ball, sets up their blocking, and he gets a big gain right down the center of the field.
Yeah, on 3rd and 10, he picks up 24, and it's a new package of downs for Independence. 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line. Nelson works from the shotgun, takes the snap, looks to throw across the middle. The ball's high, and that's one of those passes that normally you think Pugh will handle, but maybe because of the weather, the ball maybe came in a little hot to Mario as it goes right off his hands, and lucky for Independence that normally when that happens, somebody in the secondary normally picks it off.
Yeah. Tip passes lead to interception, so they were very fortunate on that play.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for Independence on their own 44-yard line.
Like some of these plays, I'd like to try them again. If he didn't work earlier, at some point later in the game, you know that slant play might be there again.
The rain continuing to come down on a cold, wet, soggy, windy night. Here's a running play to Massey. Beckley-Stratton's all over that. That's going to lose back to the 40-yard line. They try to get Massey on the edge and just nowhere to go.
Yeah, their interiors match the Patriots. Beckley-Stratton has shown that they're really tough up the middle, and really the only successful plays is when Independence has gone wide or thrown the ball.
The loss is back to the 41. That's a 3-yard loss. It'll bring up 3rd down and 13. And if you remember the last time Independence at 3rd and 10, they were able to pick it up with a 24-yard run. Now it's 3rd and 13. Let's see what they do out of the pistol set. Nelson waits on the shotgun snap, takes it, gets ready to throw, steps up. He's going to take off, but this time only a couple yards gain, and it'll bring up 4th down. And now Mario, Independence has a decision to make.
I think at this point I'd go ahead and punt the ball. Your defense has been bending and not breaking, and I don't think I'd like to give them the ball near midfield.
It looks like they're going to go for it. If they don't they got to get out Actually, they got to get across midfield. They got to get to the Beckley-Stratton 46 to keep the drive alive.
I mean, you only got 3 minutes left. I think I'd punt the ball and play defense. You don't want to give them field position in 3 minutes. They could easily go down and score from inside the 50.
But I got to believe if they're calling a timeout, they're not going to call a timeout to punt. I think they're going to dial up a play. So while we got a minute, tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales. Rick Lewis, go over and see him. He'll take a great care of you. Jimmy Davison, a longtime friend of mine, and Richie Horton. Richie Horton, a former Independence alum, and I'm sure he's tuning in tonight. I say former alum. I said he is an alum, not a former alum. He was a former student, which makes him an alum. Let me correct that. Also, the game tonight, while we got a minute, is brought to you by Edward Jones, and Heather Cantley is the Edward Jones financial advisor. She's my financial advisor. She can be your financial advisor as well. She has a new location. It's on Harper Road. She helped me plan for my retirement, and she can help you plan for yours as well. You can dial up Heather at 681-254-0097. Out of the timeout, Mario, Independence, like I said, you're not going to call a timeout to punt. They're going to go for it. And they've got 11 yards to gain. They got to get the ball to the Beckley-Stratton 46. So this could be one of the biggest plays. We've had a lot of big plays, but this could be the biggest play up to now here in the first half. From the pistol set, out of the shotgun, Nelson. He's got receivers to each side. He takes the shotgun snap. He steps up. He throws the ball across the middle, and it's intercepted. It's a pick. Back the other way comes Beckley-Stratton down the far sideline, and Beckley-Stratton, there's your third turnover of Mario, which you said we'd have 5, and Beckley-Stratton able to get an interception and return the ball down inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, not only is that worse than an incomplete pass, but in the exchange, they picked up, like an extra 15 yards from where it would have been if it was an incomplete pass?
Trying to get the number on that. 37, and I have to find it. I've got multiple rosters here, and one I've got a bunch of names and no numbers, and we'll get you that here in a minute. But Beckley-Stratton will take over.
Yeah, any time tonight that you're going to have a known passing down, it allows the secondary to double team receivers, and it makes it a lot more difficult to complete your pass.
From the 30-yard line, 1st and 10, they'll run the ball. Power, Davis, he'll move the pile down to the 25-yard line, and that'll be a nice gain on 1st down.
If you're the Patriots, you're hoping time was going to be your friend here, and just know that the time may run out before they actually get into the end zone. So that's one of the things that you're hoping on.
That's a 4-yard gain to the 26. That was Andrew Davis that got the pick for Beckley-Stratton. So another golden opportunity for Beckley-Stratton. They've had a couple of touchdowns they thought they had. One got called back with a penalty. One, they said the quarterback was out of bounds, and they brought it back, and they eventually didn't score. They run the ball to Davis again. He's got some good running lanes as he gets the ball down close to a 1st down, and he might have it down at the Independence 20-yard line.
You're still using a lot of valuable time there. What's our timeout situation?
Well, Beckley-Stratton's got 2 remaining, and they got a 1st down with 2:16. With 2:16 and the clock now running, that's still with 2 timeouts, and they have the ball at the Independence 19-yard line.
Is there a timeout on the play right now?
No. Beckley-Stratton's taking a lot of time, though, to get this play as the clock is now under 2 minutes.
You don't want to spend a lot of time in your huddle. Like I said, right now, if you're Patriots, you're defending the yardage, and you're also trying to defend your time that's left.
So from the 19-yard line, Ellison up under center, sets to throw. They force him out of the pocket. He's scrambling, and he's going to take a sack as he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage but can't. And he's sacking back across the 20. It looks to be about the 22-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, that was what we call a jailbreak. They had 5 or 6 guys on that. I think they sent a couple extra linebackers, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do the same thing on this next play since Stratton needs a large chunk of yardage here.
Yeah, it'll be 2nd down and 13 from the Independence 22-yard line. Bentley Ellison, the quarterback, takes the shotgun snap. Set to throw. Throws down the middle, and Davis looked like he was open, but he just cannot make the connection. And like you said earlier, Mario, Beckley-Stratton's receivers have been getting open. They just have not been able to make the connection.
It's just, I'm telling you, I really do think the wind is playing more of a factor than what we can tell up here in the press box. Just knowing from when I got here earlier tonight, like I said, it's howling, and I think it's changing the trajectory of a lot of these balls tonight.
So the The clock stops with 1:04 remaining in the half on that incompletion, so it's third down. So third down coming up. They have the ball at the 22-yard line of Independence. They've got to get the ball to the 9-yard line, and now Beckley-Stratton's going to take a timeout. So now they got one left. So Beckley-Stratton's going to take a timeout. While they take a timeout, we'll have a time in for this for Hart's Cabinets. Hart's Cabinets is a proud sponsor of local sports, and they are located in MacArthur, and they have quality custom cabinets, and you can dial them up at 304-252-2917. Also want to thank the good folks of Giovanni's Pizza, Mamma Mia. That's where we had our pregame meal in Giovanni's. I'll tell you what, if you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. And I'll tell you what, they have great food. They have 2 locations, of course, one right here on the way to Independence High School at Leicester Square in Sophia, and then down at Glen Daniel down near Liberty High School. All right, Mario, what's the strategy you think here for both teams? First of all, Independence, are you dialing up the pressure here?
I would definitely bring – I mean, with the amount of yardage they need, I'd bring maybe 6 guys, keep 5 back in the secondary. But if I'm Beckley-Stratton, I think I would roll them out to the right and get him out away from the pressure, and then he might be able to use his legs for a big run or throw over here. Like I said, we got 3 guys. I think I would throw it definitely towards the end zone.
The wind and the rain is blowing right in the face of the Beckley-Stratton players coming from the right end zone to the left. The snap is fumbled. They throw the ball to the end zone, and looked like the Beckley-Stratton receiver just kind of gave up on it. Then I think if the receiver continued the route, he might have caught that. Right. Watch this play here. That's Davis. It looked like he just stops right here, but I think if he'd have kept going, he might have been able to leap up and haul that in.
Once you have a fumbled snap, though, I think it threw off the timing. And I kind of like what they did there. They put 3 receivers to the right to make you think that was the strong side where they're going to throw the ball to, and then they try to throw to the backside. The only problem is, like I said, the snap, I think, threw off the timing of the play.
So it's fourth down, and Beckley-Stratton, if they don't come away with points, that's 3 separate times that they felt they should have been in the end zone. And let's see if they can keep this drive alive on 4th and 13.
I think I would make this a jump ball. But
there's a pass down the middle of the field, and it is somewhat of a jump ball, but it's broken up, and Independence's defense steps up big again, and they turn Beckley-Stratton away.
Yeah, they used that play 2 times in a row. Like I said, you had 3 receivers to the right. I think I would have thrown a jump ball over to the other side where you had 3 receivers. You might get a tip, and you have 3 guys who have a chance to go up and get the ball instead of only 1 receiver.
Yeah, Beckley-Stratton, 3 possessions. They've turned it over on downs. They've turned it over with a fumble, and then on downs again, as Independence now will get it for the 4th time. And Independence will take over with only 54 seconds left here in the first half, and they'll take over on their own 22-yard line.
I'm taking a knee. We'll see if they do that. But I would not run any type of offensive play.
I doubt they take a knee because that just doesn't seem to be in their DNA. And they're not. And they're going to throw the ball, and it's incomplete.
I mean, like I said, right now, tip, interception. You could. I think right now, Beckley-Stratton is in a better chance to score, in a better scoring position than the Patriots, even though they have the ball.
Yeah, there's 50 seconds left, and like I said, that's just in the games that I've seen, not just this year, but in the past, that just is not who Independence is. Like I said, that's not in their DNA to take a knee with this much time left in the half.
If I'm Beckley-Stratton, I'm actually probably going to I'd send 4. I'd put about 7 back in the passing lanes and try to get an interception.
They're going to run the ball, and there's Massey up inside, and he gets hit hard, and he's lucky if he got back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up 3rd down. So Independence now, we're down to 30 seconds left in the half. And if they don't get it here, they're going to have to punt as the rain continues to whip up. And here in this is the most exciting nothing game. Here's a pass across the middle, and it's incomplete. And there comes a flag in, and that will be a penalty on Beckley-Stratton, and that will keep this drive alive for Independence. Because it might be pass interference, I believe, and that's going to be the call, it looks like.
Yeah, he's still, though, throwing into the middle of the defense. That's still, even though they got the penalty, that's still a very dangerous play. As like I said, it just takes one little tip pass that's returned for a touchdown.
So with 17 seconds left in the half and 1 timeout, they'll get the ball out to the 35-yard line, and that will be a 1st down.
Now, if I am going to throw now, I'm throwing 20, 30 yards down the field. I'm not going to throw anything over the middle. I try to go down the sidelines here.
The rain continues to come down even harder now as Nelson out of the pistol set takes the shotgun snap. There's a flag on the play. Nelson steps up. I think they're going to get Independence for moving. They throw the ball deep down the field, and it's incomplete. But I think the penalty will be on Independence. It looked like their wide receiver moved too soon, and that's going to be the case. And even had they have caught it, that would not have counted, and that'll cost Independence 5 yards, or Beckley-Stratton may take the result of the play.
But I like that play much better. You're throwing the ball deep. If that does get intercepted, you're taking the chance that you're going to make the tackle before the Beckley-Stratton player can get down into their territory.
Well, Beckley-Stratton will take their final timeout. It should be first down. The down marker has second, but since they backed them up, they should get the play over again. Well, they do get the play over again. So the down marker, if you could see it across the way, you can't see it on our screen right now, but it says second down, but actually it's first down. But with 9 seconds remaining, I don't know how much difference that really matters.
Yeah, and the rain's really coming down now. Like I said, the rain, the wind. I think we're just going to make for a great second half.
Yep. So while we got a minute to tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley, and they still have lanes available for their Bowloween tomorrow night.
Our halftime guest has walked into the
all right,
press
we'll
box
get that
tonight.
at halftime, as we got 9 seconds remaining. But anyway, we're telling you about Leisure Lanes, located on Johnstown Road in Beckley. They still have lanes available for their Halloween party tomorrow called Bowloween, and you can dial them up at 304-253-7328. All right, 9 seconds remaining here in the first half. Like I said, they need to flip the down markers. Technically, it's first down, and you can see now that it got second down because they didn't decline it. They took the penalty, so it's first down.
And more than likely, this is going to be our last play of the half.
Nelson takes the snap. They force him out of the pocket. He throws the pass. It's caught, and it's up shy of the 40. And as you said, Mario, that is the final play of the half. And it's been one of the most exciting, entertaining 0-0 games that I can recall in recent years. At the break, here at Independence High School in this 2025 Raleigh County Middle School Championship game, we're all knotted at 0. We're right at halftime, right where we started, 0-0.
Not to not, 0-0.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and we'll have a halftime guest, and our halftime guest is
our athletic director here at IMS, Paula Brown.
And we'll have Paula Brown on the other side of the break, and we'll do it coming up next here on Video Productions.
Gave a future driver a first look and asked what he thinks makes a good truck. These trucks aren't just for today's drivers, they're for future ones too.
There's a compartment here, great leather seats, a bunch of charging ports, has everything pretty much.
Now it's your turn.
Since I'm too young to do business in the front, I have to do party in the back.
Come to Midstate Ford and drive off in a new truck, cool enough to earn backseat approval. Midstate Ford, home of the Big John deals.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do, at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
Hey, grab me one too.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales is a proud supporter of all our area middle school and high school athletics. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales keeps a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs with some of the best prices in southern West Virginia. We also have several lenders for your financing needs. Direct Choice Pre-Owned Auto Sales and your student athletes, a winning combination.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School in this wet, soggy, windy night, the night before Halloween. And at the break, no score, as you can see on your screen, between Beckley-Stratton and Independence. This is for the 2025 Raleigh County Middle School Football Championship. And all knotted up at Not. And we are proud and glad to have the athletic director of Independence Middle School, Paula Brown, our halftime guest. And we welcome you into video production here at halftime. Thank you very much for being our guest, Paula.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, I tell you what, 2 weeks ago, Mario and I were here when we did that regular season game, and the winner of that game would decide where tonight's game was going to be played at. Independence won that night, 26-20. It was a beautiful fall night, but now we've got, like I said, just a miserable night, for football fans, and I'm sure we got a big audience. A lot of people maybe didn't want to come to the game to get out in this mess with the wind, the cold, and the rain. But I told Mario right before we went to the halftime break, this is the most exciting nothing-to-nothing game I can recall in recent time.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that the first team that's going to score is probably going to end up winning this ball game.
Yeah, and it looked like Beckley-Stratton, well, they did. They had a touchdown called back. They had another touchdown, which they felt was a touchdown with their quarterback run. They said he stepped out of bounds, and Independence has come up. Their defense has come up big. Independence's defense in the first half at times, looked like that it bent a little bit, but it didn't break, and their defense really carried Independence in that first half.
Yeah, they've done a really, really good job. Zeke Nelson's done phenomenal out there. Carson Byers has done well out there. It's been a very interesting game.
All right, outside of your athletic director duties, what else do you do at this fine school at Independence Middle School?
I teach 8th grade math.
2 plus 2 and multiplications and all that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what they wish I taught.
Oh, so you probably teach that high in math, right?
Yeah, we have to cover a lot of upper-level stuff to get them ready for high school math.
Yeah, so I know all these seasons overlap. So with the fall stuff winding down, you're ready for, I guess they call it spring, but I guess it's more like winter sports because you got basketball. I guess it doesn't quite go to the spring. So you got basketball coming up. You got wrestling coming up. And basketball with boys and girls. I'm trying to think what else you got coming up.
We got track in the spring.
Track in
the
spring.
Only thing we got in the spring.
And do they have middle school softball? I don't guess they do.
No, the softball is played, I think, through Epling as well.
Okay.
The baseball
not
runs
through
through Epling.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. You have swimming?
No.
Have tennis?
No.
No, I guess that will be when they get to high school.
Yeah, they do that stuff up there.
Yeah.
So I'm just responsible for basketball at this point. And we don't start till the 7th or 8th of December, I think, is our first game.
And practice will be starting here in the next couple 3 weeks. And, of course, I reached out to you. I know you got schedules put together for me, and we will try to cover at some point, some of the Independence girls and boys basketball here on Video Productions.
Oh, I'm sure they'd appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a great partnership that we have with Raleigh County Schools. And, we try to share the love between all the county schools, and we try to be here and everywhere. And really, Video Productions is because, as you and I are talking, one of your former colleagues, Morgan, used to be Morgan Brown, now Morgan Payne, is working with us at Video Production. She's over at Shady calling the Shady High School volleyball game against Ripley tonight.
Oh, well, that's good. Morgan's a really good one to do that with, though.
Yes.
She's very knowledgeable of the sport.
Yes. All right, so any other thing you want before you go, the first team to scores, if it's going to be Independence, what do you think they need to come up with? Because Beckley-Stratton will get the ball to start the second half. I think it might be a defensive score the first team is going to score in this game.
You think so?
Well, it very well could be.
Because I think defensively they're doing well because offensively it's just so cold, and I think it's kind of hard for them to actually keep a hold of the ball, throw the ball, catch the ball, what they need to do with it.
Yeah, Mario said in the pregame he thought there would be 5 turnovers between the two teams, and we're at 3.
Really?
So we might get 2 more in the second half, and he might be right. And I guess he's right every now and then. We'll see if he's going to be right tonight.
Well, even a clock's right twice a day.
Right twice a day. All right, well, with that, we'll let you go. We appreciate your time, and we appreciate you coming here at halftime. And stay warm and enjoy the second half. And 0-0 between Beckley-Stratton and Independence for this Raleigh County Middle School Championship game. We'll take a break, come back with stats of the first half here on the other side of the break here on Video Productions.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
Access Health began as a small clinic with a simple yet powerful purpose: to care for our neighbors right here at home. From the very beginning, it was about people showing up for each other, building trust, and staying connected. Today, Access Health is serving thousands across southern West Virginia. But what makes us different isn't just the care we provide, it's who provides it. Our team was born here, trained here, and lives here. This is what community looks like. This is Access Health, by the community, for the community, always.
Hey, grab me one too.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
I never thought this would happen.
And we welcome you back to Independence as we get ready to start the second half. Before we do that, Mario, quickly, you have the first half stats.
Yeah, it's basically you got Beckley-Stratton, who you think would have more yards passing, but tonight they're coming in. They've got 51 yards rushing, 0 passing. They still have not completed a pass. They're 0 for 9 with 1 interception. Independence is known for a strong running attack, but tonight they've been held to 4 yards, and they have the flip. They have 50 yards passing. So right now Independence leads 54-51 on total yards, and Beckley-Stratton has the turnover advantage right now. They've caused 2, and Independence has 1.
Well, Beckley-Stratton will get the ball to start the second half. And, this first half, like I said, it was to my estimation, the most entertaining, exciting, nothing half of football that I've seen in quite some time. And the touchdown that Beckley-Stratton thought they had that didn't have, and I know the officials do a great job and they don't have the slow-mo replay, but it looked like the Beckley-Stratton quarterback from every angle that we have showed was in bounds, and that was Bentley Ellison. Looked like he had a nice run for the touchdown, and the referee caught him out of bounds, and then because of that, then Beckley-Stratton did not score. But had that have stood up, Beckley-Stratton would have had the lead, which would have been huge. But that was a tremendous play nevertheless.
Well, like I said, the ball got in the end zone twice tonight. That didn't count. If you'd gotten both those scores, even without 2-point conversions, if you had a 12-0 lead right now, that would be
really huge.
That'd be huge right now.
Yeah, and like I said, the rain has continued to come down, and it's like it's blowing from right to left across the field as the captains, I usually say captains, it'll be just captain for each team will meet at the center of the field. Beckley-Stratton will get the ball to start the second half. And, Mario, you think any kind of new wrinkles that we might see in the second half?
I just think ball security. Like I said, we've seen all the action between about the 10 and to the 10. So the ball's been moving up and down the field. It's just neither team's been able to actually punch it in. Like I said, you got to make the most out of all your 4 downs. And I think you're just going to have to either get a big defensive play or a big chunk play if you're going to win this game tonight.
Well, 2 things for sure. It's not going to get any drier, and it's not going to get any warmer. So the teams know that, and they've did a good job, really, I think, as best as middle school players can do in the elements of this game tonight.
Well, I think if Beckley-Stratton, I'd have been out there throwing the ball in the parking lot at halftime, because if you can adjust to the wind where they were 0 for 9, they had guys wide open. So if you can get any of those passes completed that hit the ground in the first half, I really think they can hit a big play and score off of that.
And Beckley-Stratton had the ball 3 times in the first half, an 8-play drive that ended on downs, a 7-play drive that ended with a fumble, and then a 6-play drive that ended on downs. So Beckley-Stratton will get the ball. They'll work right to left. It's teed up, and we're ready to get the second half started. And I don't see really anybody back deep.
I'd be prepared, like I said, for the onside kick. That's what they've traditionally have done. We'll see.
And that is what they're going to do. And it's going to be Beckley-Stratton's ball. Or is it? Independence says they have it. I haven't seen a call. Looked like Beckley-Stratton had it right there near midfield, waiting for the officials to give the sign. And they say it's Beckley-Stratton's ball. So Beckley-Stratton, it's right here below us. We couldn't see as the Independence players were standing up around it as we watched the onside kick. And I did see one official already point the Beckley-Stratton way. And now they're still having a discussion. And now I see another official point Beckley-Stratton's way, and it'll be Beckley-Stratton's football. So Beckley-Stratton, apparently they dodged a bullet here. We can't really see.
Well, the thing is, if the ball went out of bounds at all, it's a dead ball. So,
right, but I can't see whether the ball went out of bounds or not.
So even if the ball hit the white line and then rolls back into field of play, it's still considered out of bounds, and the ball would go to Beckley-Stratton. So this is one of the first breaks they've gotten tonight. They've had several calls go their way.
So Beckley-Stratton will have it for their first possession of the second half on their own 48-yard line as it continues to come down even more. Very strong rain, wind. 1st and 10, Beckley-Stratton on their own 48-yard line. Ellison, the quarterback, up under center. He'll hand the ball to Davis. Davis will get hit at the line of scrimmage and fall forward. He may have got a yard, but not much on that play.
And, you might want to be more patient with the run game. I don't think they've run back-to-back plays tonight that's been running plays. Like I said, you may want to try that, and eventually you might break through on one. They did have 51 yards rushing in the first half.
So it's a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for Beckley-Stratton on their own 49-yard line. If you're just joining us, where have you been? Even though it's 0-0, it's been an exciting nothing
The 51
game.
yards they had rushing in the first half, they can put that together right now. They can end up in the end zone.
So 2nd and 9. It's going to be a pass play. Ellison to throw. It's a slant, and it's overthrown. And even though Beckley-Stratton has tried that because it worked in the first game, they just have not been able to make that connection.
Every throw's been high. Like I said, I don't know if it's just the pressure coming up the middle. I don't know, like I said, if it's the wind, the rain. But like I said, he's open on the slant. You just got to tell the quarterback to just bring the ball down a couple more feet and try to hit them right, as we say, right in the breadbasket, right in your stomach.
So 3rd and 9 on their own 49-yard line. This is the first possession of the second half. And they'll go with twin receivers to the top and bottom of your screen. As Bentley Ellison
It looks like a blitz is coming from Independence. They got a lot of guys up at the line of scrimmage.
Out of the shotgun. Here's the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Ellison trying to find running room, and Independence was all over that, as you called it, Mario. They brought pressure, just no running lanes, and that will be a no gain and bring up 4th down for Beckley-Stratton.
Yeah, I counted like 6 or 7 guys within about a yard of the ball, and they were all in a stance where you could see they were on their back foot ready to push off and blitz.
And the loss will take it back to the original line of scrimmage, and no punting here. Beckley-Stratton's going to go for it, 4th and 10 from their own 48-yard line. So in the 3 previous plays, they've netted 0 yards.
And I know you've watched the high school play. The high school is very similar. They bring a lot of pressure on big key downs. So I'd be ready for more pressure again on this down too.
Davis goes to the top of the screen. That's the guy they try to get the ball to. And they've got one-on-one coverage at the top of the screen.
Yeah, your defensive ends are up.
Ellison takes the snap, has time, throws across the middle into traffic, nobody home, incomplete, and Independence will take over on downs.
Yeah, it's just hard to complete a pass with you have 3 receivers in the route, and you got about 5 defensive backs. They're double teaming the receiver on the slant, and that just makes it a really difficult throw.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Independence. This will be their first possession of the second half. They'll start on Beckley-Stratton's side of the field from the Beckley-Stratton 48-yard line. And like I said, the rain is still coming down. It's not as windy as it was, but it's still a wet, cold, rainy night out there.
And after 4 defensive plays, you basically got the ball where you thought you recovered it on the onside kick.
So out of the pistol set, they put a man in motion. Nelson will hand the ball to Massey. He'll get hit at the line of scrimmage. Good defensive job by Beckley-Stratton. Massey nowhere to run as he stopped for no gain.
Yeah, the Patriots, they only they had a few big gains in the first half, but counting their losses, they only ran for 4 yards in the first half. Most of their yardage came through the air. So,
and that will be a 1-yard loss back to the 49, make it 2nd and 11. So Massey didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so you're looking at 3 total yards from a team that's used to probably picking up 100 to 200 yards per game rushing.
So here's Nelson. Zeke Nelson out of the shotgun on 2nd and 11. They put Pugh in motion. They hand the ball to Massey. He breaks 1 tackle. He's up inside. He's got a good gain as he gets down inside the 45. He gets down to the Beckley-Stratton 42-yard line.
Yeah, I think that's their best run of the night when they actually handed it off to a running back, not counting the quarterback keeper. And just takes really good hard blocking, trying to get into your defender and try to push them off the line of scrimmage and open up a hole.
So it's a 3rd down play from the Beckley-Stratton 42. They've got to get the ball to the Beckley-Stratton 38. It's a 3rd and 4. They'll run the ball again. Massey, nice job as he was very hesitant and waited for the hole to open. He picks up a 1st down to the Beckley-Stratton 35-yard line.
You know, we've talked about back when we played back in the old days, you know, rarely in games like this you ever threw a pass. You kept the ball on the ground, and you just were hard-nosed, and you just try to get the tough yards. And it looks like Independence might be going old school right now and trying to run the ball and push them off the line of scrimmage.
They'll say Massey hit at the 36, so they moved the ball back to the 36, but still enough to pick up the 1st down. And right now Independence has got something going with the 1st down at the Beckley-Stratton 36-yard line out of the pistol set. They'll hand the ball to Massey again. Massey now breaks it to the outside, and he's dragged down as he's able to get a couple yards. He's just shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he bounced that one out. He tried to take it off tackle, and he picked up a nice gain, taking it to the outside.
Yeah, he picked up 5 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 5 from the Beckley-Stratton 31. And once again, that wind, you know, it looked like it's like teases you. It like it whips up and then it stops and then it whips up again as it's howling. As it, like I said, the wind is coming in hard, right to left, right into the face of the Independence offense.
I think you need old school football. Try to control the line of scrimmage.
Here's to be a running play. That was a delayed play and a great play by Beckley-Stratton's defense because that looked like that was a very delayed handoff, and that time that play had no chance.
Yeah, I think you just need straight dives. I think you just need to hand the ball off and hit your hole. And it was great penetration there, great individual play.
Yeah, the loss takes the ball back to the 37-yard line. And now we'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, plays like that tonight are just what we call your drive killers. They hadn't stopped this one yet, but if they end up not getting a 1st down, that's probably going to be the play that does it.
Nelson takes the shotgun snap. They'll throw the ball in the flat. They make the connection. They make the first man miss. And Beckley-Stratton, a lot of white jerseys, do a great job as they swarm the ball for what looked like was going to be a much bigger gain and a very short gain, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, once again, when you throw the ball the flat on a night like tonight, the ball's not getting out there as crisp as normal. And you have to put a little bit of air under the ball. And like I said, it gave the defense the time to react and move over.
Put the ball at the 35. So it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down.
You know, if you think you have time tonight, which no one's
9.
done, I would maybe do like a pump and go, have the person maybe run like a slant, fake it, and then maybe have them break long and try to get it past the defense.
Nelson waits on the shotgun snap. He puts Pugh in motion. Fakes it, rolls here to the near side. He's being pursued by defenders, throws the ball down the field into traffic, and it's caught. It is caught for a 1st down inside the 20. A beautiful job on the near sideline. And making the catch is Hatfield. He's able to haul it in for his 1st catch of the night, and what a big one it is as he catches the ball for a 1st down at the 17-yard line.
Yeah, that play probably matches the one from the quarterback from Beckley-Stratton in the first half. That play was just an excellent. Instead of using his feet, he used his arm. And like I said, just a concentration to haul that pass in and keep your feet in and stay in bounds before you make the
Yeah, great job by Hatfield, as you said, to get his feet in. A great job by Nelson because he was being pursued by 3 defenders. And now a huge 1st down at the Beckley-Stratton 17. as we're under 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Here's a handoff. They get the ball to Massey. Massey falls forward and maybe gets a yard, and that's about it.
And if you're Beckley-Stratton, you still are you're defending a touchdown. Teams have been down here all night tonight on both sides, and the big thing is just play tough for 4 downs and try to turn the ball over.
2nd and 9 for Independence at the Beckley-Stratton 16-yard line. From the shotgun pistol set, Zeke Nelson, the quarterback. Noah Massey lines up behind him. This time it'll be a quarterback keeper. He'll bounce it to the edge, and a great defensive play by Beckley-Stratton. That was a tremendous play as getting out there on the edge. Like I said, I got 2 rosters. Beckley-Stratton's got all these numbers, and none of them are in order, and I'll find out who made that play.
Well, regardless if he doesn't make that shoestring tackle, if he breaks that, he's got a lot of room, and he might pick up the first down. So that was a great individual play to stop that the quarterback from getting to the outside.
Yeah, Mans with a beautiful open field tackle. Brings up 3rd and long. Nelson from the shotgun takes the snap, set to throw, and now they blow the play dead. And we got a false start on Independence, and that'll back them up 5 more yards. And that's one thing, even though we haven't had a lot of penalties, we had, of course, the biggest penalty negated what would have been a Beckley-Stratton touchdown right off the bat way back in the first quarter, but we haven't had a lot of penalties here tonight.
Right, but this one could be costly. They're having trouble picking up your 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, so 3rd and 16 is going to make it that much more difficult.
So let's see, they'll walk it back to the 23-yard line, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, I think at this point you got to put the ball in the air.
Nelson takes the snap. Pressure comes up the middle. They force him out of the pocket. He's in trouble. He throws the ball up for grabs, and that could be intentional grounding because there was linemen there. There was no eligible receiver, and it was almost could have been disaster because that could have been intercepted. But all I see is linemen. I don't see an eligible receiver.
And not only that, I can't tell. They might have been downfield, too. It looked like they were really past or close to the line of scrimmage.
The flag should come out, and it will. That should be intentional grounding, and the flag does come out.
Yeah, those are dangerous passes. I know in a game like this, you don't want to take a big sack, but I think you're just better off holding on the ball instead of throwing it back into the middle of the field. That could have been disastrous.
What it does, Mario, when you add the penalty yardage and you lose the down, 4th down, you really almost got a punt because you don't get a first down. You got to get the ball down inside the 10-yard line to get a first down. You're just better off to try to punt the ball and pin Beckley-Stratton down in the hole.
You know, something we hadn't talked about tonight, it almost happened earlier in the game. You punt the ball, and you might win the game 2-0 tonight if you get a safety.
But I don't understand. Yeah, I was going to say, this is not right. They got to mark the penalty off, and it should go from 3rd down to 4th down.
I mean, wouldn't you agree, Mayor? So your best chance of scoring tonight might be a safety.
Well, like I said, now they mark it off, and the ball comes back to the 38-yard line. That's the 15-yard penalty, and it brings up 4th down. And like I said, if you're Independence, you're right. You probably should punt the ball and try to pin Beckley-Stratton down in the hole because you've got the ball in the 38. You've got to get the ball down inside the 10. You got to get like 30-plus yards to get the first down.
Yeah, this is not a night where the offenses are they're definitely behind the 8 ball tonight. They're not with the advantage. I would punt the ball, and you get the ball down there, and you might get a fumble. On the punt, you might hold them down there for a safety. You might get another turnover in scoring position.
Yeah, it's 4th down, and they're going to go for it. It's 4th and 30.
Yeah,
So let's see what Nelson.
I think there's an opportunity they could make better use.
Nelson takes the snap. He's scrambling. He's in trouble. He's going to dial up the long ball, throw it deep, and it is incomplete. And a penalty flag, but the way the rules are, that's not an automatic first down. That even if it's a 15-yard penalty, it's only 15 yards, and it's still 4th down.
Well, they did get half of them, so you know they're going. If they go for it on 4th and 30, you're definitely going 4th and 15.
So the penalty would take the ball to the 23-yard line if they mark off the 15 yards, which looks like that's going to be the call. They don't have spot fouls in middle school. They don't have automatic first downs on that play. So it should be a penalty of 15 yards, move the ball to the 23-yard line, and still be 4th and 15.
Well, like I said, I was against going for it there, but I do like, if you're going to, I do like that play is throwing the ball deep to either get interference. And also, if that ball would have been picked off, that would have been the same as a punt. So.
Well, you know what? Let's see. Yeah, they're going to mark it off. I haven't seen an indication. The flag came out, and got to think, it's pass interference. There's the call. It's still 4th down. And here's the thing, middle school, high school, I don't like the fact that a play like that is not an automatic first down because I think it should be.
It's the only
it's only 15
level
yards.
of football where it's not a first down.
Yeah. So the ball goes with the 15 yards. The ball will go back to the 23-yard line.
And that's the end of the quarter.
And that is the final play of the 3rd quarter. This has been a wild, wacky game. As we go to the 4th quarter, no score in this championship game between Beckley-Stratton and Independence. We'll be right back here on Video Productions.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
And we welcome you back for the 4th quarter. And, Mario, like I said, this has been one of the most entertaining 0-0 games that I can recall. And I'll be honest, in my 36-year broadcasting career of doing some college games, high school, middle school, I don't recall ever a 0-0 game that went into the 4th quarter.
Well, I'm going to take you back to October 31st, Halloween, 1979. When I was playing for South Beckley versus East Beckley. Not only did the game end a 0-0 champion, it was a championship game and a tie, but we went into triple overtime that night, and they stopped the game because it was so late. And so, yes, I have played in a 0-0 game, even though it was a midget league championship. It was still a very memorable night on Halloween.
All right, so the last play of the 3rd quarter was a pass interference against Beckley-Stratton. It's a 15-yard penalty. It doesn't carry an automatic first down. So from the 23, it'll be 4th down and 15 for Independence as we start the 4th quarter and we switch ends. Here's Nelson, waits on the shotgun snap, gets the snap. Pressure comes. They force him out of the pocket. He's under pressure, throws the ball up, and it's almost caught by Independence and then almost intercepted. But Beckley-Stratton comes up, and they take over on downs. So the pass is incomplete, and Beckley-Stratton will take over on their own 23-yard line. And one thing, Mario, the athletic director at halftime, Paula Brown, said the first team to score. I'm inclined to agree with her now. I think the first team that scores is definitely going to win this game.
And once again, you want to wrap up tackling, but I think you're getting to the point where anytime you can try to punch the ball out or do anything to create a turnover. We're at 3. We actually didn't have one that quarter. I still think we're going to get 2 more before this game's over.
So, from their own 23-yard line, Beckley-Stratton will take over. It'll be Bentley Ellison, the quarterback. He'll work from up under center. I formation for Beckley-Stratton. They're going to run the ball, and Davis move the pile for a couple yards, and that's about it. From his 23, maybe just a yard. He doesn't quite get to the 25. They'll give him a yard out to the 24-yard line.
And if you're Independence, you think if you can hold them for 3 downs, then that's going to turn the decision on Beckley-Stratton on, or if they're going to punt or try to go for it on their own end.
I would like to think, and I'll be honest, I don't know the middle school rules. I know in the regular season they don't have overtime. I'd like to think if this game ends 0-0 in regulation, since it's a championship game, they would have an overtime. I would like to think that.
Yeah, nobody wants to go home with this game tied tonight. Somebody wants to be a winner, loser, depending, regardless of, like I said,
here's a running play, Davis.
Which end of the spectrum you fall on.
Davis was almost to break it, but Independence was holding on for dear life, and Davis only able to get a yard, or not even that. Actually, they give him a yard as they move the ball up to the 25-yard line and make it 3rd down and 8. But if it's possible, it's colder. I don't know if it could be it hadn't got any less windier, and the rain has stopped for the moment, but it's rained enough. Even if it's stopped, it's just a wet, windy, miserable night.
Yeah, if I'm the Patriots on this play, I think I might send 6 guys, leave 5 back in coverage, try to put a lot of pressure on your quarterback, and see if you can force them into a bad throw.
They'll have twin receivers to the top and bottom of your screen on 3rd and 8 from their own 25. Ellison in the shotgun, waits on the snap, gets it. They're going to run the ball. It's Plummer. He crosses the 25, breaks another tackle, gets across the 30, and he's going to come up a little short. And you got to think Beckley-Stratton would probably go for it. It's going to be about 4th and about a yard.
Well, he's waving his hands, and normally that's a first down when they do that. So I'm not sure. Yeah.
Yes, he got the first down. He got right to the line to gain.
That's
and
crucial
that's a
right there.
Huge play.
Yeah, that's huge. So they mixed up Patriots. They were thinking the pass play, and they went with the run play, and the running back, he dragged a few people across the line to gain.
So right at the 33-yard line is a first down for Beckley-Stratton on a huge run by Nemo Plummer. He hasn't ran the ball that much tonight, but that's his biggest run. He had another decent run there in the first half. They tried to get the ball to Davis, trying to get to the outside. Actually, that time that wasn't Davis. They had another runner into the ball game, and that was Plummer as well.
I think we're still waiting for a completed pass tonight for Beckley-Stratton, but maybe they might get one here in the final minutes of this game. Might end up being the biggest play of the game if they could complete one.
Yeah, that will go for no gain and make it 2nd down and 10 from their own 33-yard line.
And at some point, the clock's going to be a factor. You don't know how many possessions this might be the last possession Beckley-Stratton gets. So.
Right. As we're approaching the 5-minute mark, 5:18 and counting, the 5-minute mark remaining here in the 4th quarter. Ellison from the shotgun takes the snap to throw, looks, goes down the sideline, got Law out there.
Oh.
If Law, like I said, he just gave up on the play. If he keeps running, I think that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, I think if you keep running, that's going to fall right in your hands with his speed. He's probably in the end zone.
Yeah, but Law looked like he
and maybe they're having trouble, like, as far as when the ball's in the air, maybe locating it.
I don't know.
I know we're not down there. We don't have the rain come in our eyes or the wind, so.
But it looked like if Law would have kept running, he would have caught that. He would have scored a touchdown.
That could have been the one score of the game tonight.
Yeah, and it looked like he just kind of pulled up on it. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Beckley-Stratton on their own 33-yard line.
I do like that, throwing it, and like I said, if he doesn't catch it, nobody's going to.
Ellison waits for the shotgun snap. Independence showing pressure. They bring pressure. Ellison throws the ball. Got a man out there, and it's up for grabs, and just 50-50 ball, and Beckley-Stratton not able to haul it in. Now what do you do, Mario? It's 4th and 10 on your own 33. Are you going to go for it?
Well, we haven't seen I don't think there's a punter on either team, so you might as well come out here, try throwing one more time. Like I said, you haven't completed one all night. The odds may be in your favor. This is probably, I think they had 9 attempts in the first half. They probably had another 6 or 7 here. And you got to think the odds are with you. Sooner or later, the ball's going to land in your hands. And, well, it does look like they're lined up to punt.
Yeah, because if they go for it and they don't get it, Independence has got a real short field.
And, the most important thing here is the punter catching the ball. I think I would send the house. I would send 10 guys after this punt.
So let's see. Here comes the snap.
See,
it's a bad snap. Goes right between the punter's legs. He's in trouble, Davis, and he's going to get tackled back at the 10-yard line, right at the 11-yard line, and a huge play because they can't execute the punt. There was a low snap. The ball went right between the legs, right between the wickets of the punter, and Independence will take over with a golden opportunity knocking on the goal line.
Yeah, I knew and like I said, the ball's bounced back there, so that makes it very difficult for the punter, even if he'd have picked it up trying to get it off. But I felt like I said, you haven't punted all evening, and now you're trying to do it here with 5 minutes to go or less, and it just made it a really difficult play to get the snap back there.
So they'll put the ball down at the 13-yard line. That's where Independence will take over. A golden opportunity to get the first score of this game. They'll run the ball to Massey up inside, and Beckley-Stratton slams the door. As lucky if Massey's able to get back to the line of scrimmage. He might have got a yard, but he didn't get much.
Like I said, you're protecting 13 yards of field here, and we do have a man down, looks like for Beckley-Stratton.
They'll give him a 1-yard gain to the 12. It'll bring up 2nd down. And while they check on the player, we'll take a quick break in this 0-0 nail-biter here for the Raleigh County Football Middle School Championship with 4:41 remaining in the 4th quarter here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our new Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
There's a place where innovation becomes transformation, where you'll find that education is not just about learning, but about being excited to learn. A place to feel at home. Pursue dreams and prepare for careers. Build lifelong friendships. And a place where you'll be encouraged and mentored along your journey. Discover your future. Get ready to soar. The University of Charleston.
And welcome back. The loss is actually not a one-yard game. It's a one-yard loss back to the 14-yard line. Here's a pass in the flat. It's caught from the 10. Breaks a tackle to the 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown! The first points of the game. Touchdown. And let's see who that was that made the reception.
I think it was Pugh. I think it was number 1.
Couldn't see if he turns around.
No,
hard to see the number.
Number 5 or 6.
That is Landon Carroll on the reception. A 14-yard touchdown reception and a 6-0 lead for Independence. And we have 4:27 remaining in the game, and this is such a huge two-point conversion right here.
Yeah, you like to think this might be the only score of the game, but if you don't get this two-point conversion and Beckley-Stratton comes down and scores on you, then their two-point conversion could be the difference of the game. So, yes, this is crucial.
A two-play, 13-yard drive, a 14-yard touchdown pass from Nelson to Carroll, and now they go for 2. 4:27 left in the championship game. Nelson fakes. He's rolling out. He's in trouble. Beckley-Stratton's got him, and they do a good job as they turn it away. So Beckley-Stratton gives up the touchdown, but they don't give up the two-point conversion. And with 4:27 remaining here in the fourth quarter, your new score is Independence 6, Beckley-Stratton nothing. And we'll be right back here on Video Productions.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life,
We got you.
get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. ServPro, like it never even happened.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Beckley today. 1-800-WINDOW WORLD.
4:27 left here in the fourth quarter, and Independence has the first and only score of the night. They lead 6-0, and Beckley-Stratton's going to get the ball, and they're preparing for the short kick, and now they'll kick it deep, and it'll be a line drive kick from the 35. Here's Davis. He's got running room, crosses midfield. It's a huge return down inside the 35, down inside the 30, all the way to the to the Independence 29-yard line. What a great return by Cameron Davis of Beckley-Stratton.
And like I said, if you're Independence, all you've been doing on kickoffs that I've watched is kick the ball on the ground, and the one time you put it in the air, it was a great return. And like I said, touchdown, two-point conversion, that may be all it takes tonight to win this game.
And if you're Beckley-Stratton with 4:19 left in the game, Mario, that's what you're thinking. Look, we got 29 yards. We get in the end zone, 2 more. 31 yards separates, if you're the coaching staff, you're telling your players, 31 yards separates you from a county championship.
With 29 yards, your playbook's open. You can run, you can pass. I think I would come out on first down here and do a running play.
And that's what they elect to do is they try to run the ball, and they push the pile for a yard maybe, as Independence does a good job of stacking up that run play, and they'll get the ball to the 28-yard line.
And I think we have another player down.
Yeah, it looks like a Beckley-Stratton player injured, as I can't tell. It looks like one of the linemen because it was just a massive pile when they ran the ball there. Well, we got a minute to tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Company located right down the street in Sophia, and they are hiring experienced underground miners. They offer great wage, great benefits. You can apply online through the United Coal Company's Facebook page at United Coal. Also, the game tonight brought to you by Pasquale's Italian Restaurant. Your favorite Italian dishes, plus they have sandwiches, salads, and seafood. Catering and private parties are available. You can book your next event at Pasquale's, 304-255-5253. So Beckley-Stratton will have it.
So, Maris, I got a question for you. After 28 minutes of time with no scores going on here tonight, you think they can get each team a touchdown in the final 4 minutes?
Well, they very well may, because, it was a mistake on the Beckley-Stratton punt that set up the Independence touchdown, and then a huge return on the kickoff for Beckley-Stratton has put them in position for a chance to tie and perhaps take the lead. So from the 29-yard line.
Right now, time's not an issue, other than the fact is if you don't score here, this might be the last time you get the ball tonight. So.
Yeah, I got to believe if Beckley-Stratton doesn't score here, they're not going to win the game. Ellison, the shotgun snap to throw, going deep. Got a man out there. It is Law, and he can't bring it in. And, Beckley-Stratton, with their length of their receivers, they're winning these battles. They just not been able to make the catch. That looked like that was going to be completed for a huge play as you watch the replay.
Well, I think the biggest, as far as Independence being, they are a very good defense, but I think they've benefited tonight from the weather, from the wind. I think it's really, I have to believe some of these passes probably would have been caught on a normal evening.
Yeah, but something like you said, as many times as you throw, the way this game's going, maybe I can just catch one.
Yeah, they just have to catch one. If they end up tonight, they might end up like 1 for 25 in the air, and it might be the one that matters.
So we'll see. It's third down here from the 29-yard line on 3rd down and 9 from the 28, rather. And they'll blow it down, or blow the play dead, rather. And what do we got? I don't see a flag, do you?
Just heard a whistle.
They blew the play dead, and I don't see a penalty flag out there. Now, unless Beckley-Stratton called a timeout, their coach is out on the field. They may have burned a timeout. But I don't know why they blew the play. I don't know why they stopped it, because I don't see a flag and apparently not a timeout.
Yeah, there's no indication of what they stopped the play for.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes
the clock
remaining.
Is starting up, so.
Yeah, don't understand that. From the 28-yard line on
if I'm
3rd down.
Beckley-Stratton, I want to keep my 3 timeouts if I don't get it here on the next 2 downs.
All right, so here's Ellison from the shotguns, waiting on the snap. Twin receivers to the bottom of the screen.
Independence
brings pressure across the middle, and it's broken up. His man's not able to haul it in as he took a big hit, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play by the, we'll call that the safety position. He read it, he broke on the play, and that's a textbook coverage on how you dislodge the ball from the receiver.
So 4th down and 9 with 3:34 left here in the 4th quarter of this championship game.
If you have time, I'm telling you, I'd pump the fake. I'd fake it on the slant and do the slant and go, we call the sluggo, and send them to the end zone.
I think the biggest thing is having the protection because, as you said, Independence on these big 4th down plays have been dialing up the pressure. Let's see what they elect to do. Ellison from the shotgun takes the snap. Flag comes in. It's a false start on Beckley-Stratton as the receiver wasn't set, and that's just a terrible mental mistake, and that'll cost them 5 and take the ball back across the 30, back to the 33-yard line. It was tough enough to get 9 yards. Now you got to get 14 on 4th down.
Well, not only that, too, even though the play wasn't fully developed, you did see the routes that the receivers were at least attempting to get into. So that might give you some kind of indication if they continue with the same play on the next.
And if you're Independence, if they throw the ball short of the line to gain, you got to make sure you tackle them and don't let them have a yak where they can catch the ball short and pick up the 1st down.
I think I'd roll my quarterback out of the pocket, get him away from the rush.
So here we go on 4th and 14 from the Independence 33. Ellison takes the shotgun snap. Has time, looks, throws down into double coverage. It's intercepted. Flag comes in. That might be pass interference. And if it is pass interference, they needed 14. That would be 15. That would be a 1st down. As we hold the phone and wait and see what the call is there's an injured player down on the far side over there. Looks like Davis. As the flag came in, they threw the ball into double coverage.
I think the The defender that intercepted it wasn't the interference. It's the other
right
safety.
there. Yeah, they knocked him down, and they might have stepped on his ankle right there, and he fell on him as well.
Yeah, you had two defenders. I think one slowed down his progress, and the other one allowed him to intercept it and interfered with the defender.
So with this pass interference, they needed 14. That will give them a first down because you get 15 on the pass interference. And Beckley-Stratton hasn't completed a pass yet, but throwing that ball that time helps them get what they need, ultimately a first down, and keep this drive alive.
Before this game started, I'm sure we knew we'd be right here in this position. 3 minutes to go, a little bit over 3 minutes, 6-point lead. And the whole game's going to come down here probably in the next 3 or 4 plays that's going to decide who's going to walk away with the county championship.
Yeah, with 3:23 to go, Beckley-Stratton's got 4 plays to go 18 yards to get the game tied. And that's, if you're Beckley-Stratton, you're thinking, first of all.
And you might get 8 plays if you get a first down.
But you're thinking the first thing you got to think is you got to tie the game before you can win the game.
Right.
But you also, I guess your offensive players got to be thinking, if we do tie the game, we got to come up with our best 2-point play. But
and they're still waiting for that crucial first completion of the game.
From the 18, they're going to run the ball, trying to get to the edge, and Independence is all over that, and that will be a negative play for Beckley-Stratton as Independence was able to stuff Davis and throw him for a loss back to the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Independence is trying to hold on, and we've talked all night tonight. That first down play's got to be positive, and instead it was a -2 yards. And like I said, that's right now, if you're Independence, they've lost yardage, and they're also losing time, and you just want to gut it out here for the next 3 minutes.
So back to the 20-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Beckley-Stratton taking a lot of time getting out of the huddle as we're coming up on the 2:40 mark remaining here in the ball game. 6-0. Independence needs a touchdown to tie and a 2-point conversion to take the lead and perhaps get the win. Ellison up under center. Back to throw, sets in the pocket, throws in, the ball's almost intercepted. It looked like the ball was deflected at the line and almost intercepted. It'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, they've run a lot of the same patterns tonight. And I don't think they saw it right here. They had number 11 for Beckley-Stratton. Davis came out into the flat, and no one picked them up. I don't know if Beckley-Stratton saw that, but they may want to try to look at that play again. Instead of throwing the ball on the slant, is throwing it out here to the flat.
So it's a 3rd down play from the 20-yard line. 3rd down.
And that easily could have been intercepted. Probably would have been sealed the game right there.
3rd and 12. 2:27 left here in the 4th quarter. And we'll see what Bentley Ellison will dial up as he'll work from the shotgun. Plummer moves from his right to his left. Ellison takes the snap, sets in the pocket, throws into coverage, and there's a flag, and that's a good call because the flag came out late, but it was a good call as Davis got bumped. As you'll watch the replay, he clearly gets bumped, and that will be a first down for Beckley-Stratton. Watch the play right here. You can see Davis right there's the contact.
And then you had to hit after, too, so I don't know. You could have gotten 2 different calls on that.
And with the 15-yard penalty.
That would be half the distance.
Or
right?
half the distance. Well, if it's half the distance, it may not carry a first down. There's pass interference. And if it's a 15-yard penalty, that'll take the ball to the 5-yard line. If it is half the distance, it'll take it to the 10. As they walk off the penalty yardage. And no, that's a 15-yard penalty. That'll take the ball down 1st and goal. Nope, now they do take the ball back to the 10. And now another flag comes in. And this might be on the Independence bench because there was a lot of jawing toward the officials. They put the ball at the 10-yard line. But it's not a first down.
Yeah, you don't want to compound one bad penalty with a second one. Now you're going to give them half. You got half the distance on one play. Now you get another half a distance. That's going to put you on the 5-yard line.
So it's a 3rd down play.
Or did they not?
It was a warning. It was a sideline warning.
Okay.
It's a 3rd down play from the 10-yard line. So you're right, Maury. It was half the distance. So it's 3rd down. They got 2 downs to get 2 yards. They got to get to the 8-yard line to keep the drive alive. So from the 10 on 3rd down with 2:22 left in the game, it's a quarterback keeper. They'll move the pile very close to the line to gain. Just depends on where they spot the ball at. Hard to tell in all that
it's first
mass
down.
of players. Will it be a first down?
Yeah, you just got to look at them when they start waving their arms.
So it's a first down right at the line to gain at the 8, maybe the 7.
Yep, and they'll stop the clock long enough.
Still looking, or maybe they're going to measure. I'm not sure it's a first down yet. Yep, they're going to measure. So they haven't ruled that a first down yet.
Yeah, important game like this, you want to be accurate. You want to make sure that you have the right call.
Yeah, like in the NFL, they don't have that digital, I don't know what you call it, where you can see whether it's a first down or not. And we'll see when they pull the chains out. And this is a huge measurement. If he doesn't have it, it's going to be 4th and inches.
I think you come back with the same play, though, if you just need a little bit or a quarterback sneak.
And it looks like he does have it as they stretch the chains. The ball looks past it, and that looks like that'll be a first down. And it is. So it'll be 1st and goal for Beckley-Stratton.
We asked for an exciting game, and we're getting it. This fourth quarter, and the whole game has been tremendous. Even though it's been low scoring, there's been plenty of action. Each team, they want to walk out of here with a championship. And like I said, at this point, every play is crucial. You're looking at, on defense, you're saying 4 downs unless you get a turnovers. 4 downs, and we're the champions.
Well, this right here, the game's going to be decided one way or the other, or we could end up maybe going to overtime. But Beckley-Stratton can't think about the 2-point conversion until they get in the end zone and tie the game. And Independence defense has, like I said, they have bent at times, but they haven't broken. In 1st and goal at the 8. Beckley-Stratton fumbles the snap.
And he's down. He should be down.
Right, he is down. Beckley-Stratton was able to get it
back. I think a yard or two where he was down, and then he picked it up and he moved forward a little bit.
Right. So they fumbled the snap, and they're going to lose back to the 10-yard line, so it cost him a couple yards.
Yeah, if he dropped the ball, I'd put it maybe about the 9, but whatever they decide on.
Yeah, the ball just, maybe caught the 9.5. The ball's just inside the 10.
And that's a wasted down, like I said. I mean, you're losing time, and you've lost every yard down here is important right now.
And they're taking a lot of time in the huddle. 2nd and goal, just inside the 10.
And you want to get up there because even if you don't make this, you have 3 timeouts. You don't want to try to
Ellison from the shotgun takes the snap, hands the ball up inside to Plummer. Plummer goes nowhere. As Independence was ready for that, and it'll be 3rd down.
If you're Beckley-Stratton, like I said, you hope you have 1 pass completion. Like I said, you haven't completed a pass shot. You hope you have 1 more pass completion, 1 in your game tonight.
Well,
I think if we said before the game they're going to throw approximately 20 times without a completion, even with the weather conditions, you think that's still kind of unrealistic.
Yeah, I think their best chance to score is to throw it here. Let's see what they do on 3rd and goal from the 10. As they send receivers out to each side to the top and bottom of your screen. They will throw the ball, going to the end zone. The throw is broken up at the goal line, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Raleigh County Middle School Football Championship will come down to this one play with 34 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, and they've been running the slants all night. Independence is sending 2-3 guys. They know it's coming. Like I said, if you have time, you need to pump the ball.
34 seconds remaining.
You need to pump a slant and maybe not throw it until he gets all the way into the end zone.
Yep, and now we'll see if Independence maybe dial up the pressure and try to force the quarterback for Beckley-Stratton, Bentley Ellison, maybe to get rid of it early. But if I was Beckley-Stratton, I think I would throw it up to one of my lanky receivers and see maybe if he can pull it down for one reception.
I think I would isolate 1 guy over here to the right and throw it up in the air and let them run under it.
They got trips to the top of the screen, single receiver Davis to the bottom of the screen. Ellison takes the snap, and they fumbled the snap, and Independence will hang on and look like they'll win the championship on 4th down. They don't get the snap off as they fumbled the 1st down and the 4th down as they don't get the snap up. The center couldn't snap it. He couldn't get the ball up. He couldn't even get the ball to the quarterback's hands.
You hate to end a game like that. You want to at least get 1 more play. You don't ever want the game to end to where the ball doesn't even actually get back in the quarterback's hand.
And with 30 seconds left in the game, Independence can just take 4 knees and win the game because Beckley-Stratton can call 3 timeouts, but the Independence will just have to take knees.
I would not be in shotgun. Anything could happen from there. The ball could hit you, roll around.
There's the first knee.
And the other thing is, look how much yards you're giving up. I mean,
You're back at the 5.
At some point, you might even want to think about taking a safety if you have to.
Well, I don't think you want to do that.
I'm saying, but before you get hit, but you can't stand 4 or 5 yards back, catch the ball, and kneel down.
Yeah,
I'm
surprised that they would have just been under center and taken a knee and just went down. You wouldn't want to give up that. 5 seconds came off the clock.
Nicole, if you do take 2 more snaps like that, you're in the end zone, so you want to get up closer to the ball.
And I'm sure they will. They, being the Independence coaches, will tell their players that you can't go back in the end zone and take a snap. So Beckley-Stratton has 2 more timeouts left. But I'm with you, Mario. I think if you're Independence, I get up under center and then take a knee.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen too many football games. All it does is, I mean, you might have a bad snap like they've had tonight. All it takes is a ball come back, hit you in the foot, roll loose.
But Beckley-Stratton, if something
Play
crazy doesn't –
under center, 2 hands, nice and slow, you get the ball and you go down and you protect yourself.
If something crazy here doesn't happen where Beckley-Stratton's able to tie and have a chance to win, they're going to be kicking themselves of all the opportunities that they've had for a chance to win this game. And there's the quarterback. He was going to run it. He's going to take some time off the clock. He's across the 10. He's just got to go down. They run him out of bounds to stop the clock. You'd think he would have went down, but there's only 17 seconds, but he's out of bounds. But I think he will have a first down.
Any play that works is the right play. But I know if I'd have seen him running out in the outside of the tackle area with the ball, I'd have came up and I would have just punched at it.
So that'll do it because that's a first down, and Beckley-Stratton's burned a timeout, and just one more play and maybe 2 more because Beckley-Stratton's got – they got 1 timeout. Now they've taken this timeout, so they only have 1 timeout left. The screen shows 2, but actually there's only 1 timeout left.
And he did get a first down on that play, right? So,
he did.
So now it's just you secure, you make a nice snap, you secure it. I still like under center, but if that's not what they've been taught or that's not what they do, you make sure that there's 2 or 3 guys around you, and if there's an errant snap, that somebody's there as a safety to jump on it.
Well, if this is anything like the weekend's going to be, Halloween have spooky, crazy things on this Halloween weekend. Tomorrow, Eric Thomas and I will be at Van Meter Stadium, Pete Curlicerto Field for the rivalry between Oak Hill and Beckley. Beckley number 10, Oak Hill number 11, and they know that whoever loses won't get a home game. The winner still may not get a home game, but they know if you lose, you definitely won't get a home game. They're back in shotgun again, and there's the snap and there's the knee, and Beckley-Stratton can take 1 more time out, and I don't even know if they're going to. They may just let the clock run, and they are, and Independence will win the Raleigh County Football Championship, a 6-0 win. And the bottom line is, Mario, they just really made 1 or 2 more plays than Beckley-Stratton. And you congratulate Independence, but I think if you're Beckley-Stratton, you think it's the plays they left out on the field, and you congratulate Independence.
Yeah, when you end the game in a shutout with no points, and you know that you had a possible touchdown without a penalty on early in the game, and then another one for halftime, you had 2 scores that you could have had, and you've had all kinds of opportunities down in the red zone. And like I said, I'd like to see the final stats, but I still don't think – I can't remember them completing a pass tonight.
Well, we'll take a break, and then you'll have the stats from our stat man, Chris Farish, and we'll have that, and we'll take a break and come back with the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show coming up next here on Video Productions.
Ready to turn your passion into a career? At New River Community and Technical College, we've got the programs to get you there. Dive into our food service and event management program. Learn skills from kitchen basics to business budgeting and become seasoned for success. Or if the great outdoors is calling, answer it with our outdoor recreation program. Receive hands-on training that readies you to lead, inspire, and explore. Whatever you're passionate about, we have a path for you. Visit newriver.edu today. Start here. Go anywhere.
For 50 years, Little General Stores has proudly served West Virginia, fueling families, friends, and communities across the Mountain State. To celebrate our golden anniversary, we're giving away $50,000 to thank you, our loyal customers. Little General Stores, 50 years strong and just getting started.
Hey, grab me 1 too.
He's a Greenbrier buyer. She's a Greenbrier buyer. They're Greenbrier buyers. And we want to make you a Greenbrier buyer too. At Greenbrier Automotive, we'll do whatever we can to make your car buying experience the best it can be. From providing outstanding service to offering a huge selection to choose from, all with the best deals possible. Visit one of our 7 area dealerships soon or shop over 800 vehicles on greenbrierautomotive.com.
I never thought this would happen.
When disaster takes control of your life, we got you. Get it back with a single call to the team that shows up fast to make things right. Serve Pro, like it never even happened.
Colder days are coming. Replace those old drafty windows and doors now. Call Window World of Beckley today. 1-800-WINDOW-WORLD.
Hey, my name's Paige, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is the crispiness of the breading and the tenderness of the filet. It's tasty, it's warm, it's total satisfaction.
Hi, this is Tanya, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that warm bun, the perfectly seasoned chicken, and that pickle. Woo! I love it. There's a taste of my childhood in every bite.
And we're back here at Independence, and we're going to show you the replay, and we'll let the folks at home, you decide whether the young man of Beckley-Stratton, whether he's in or whether he isn't, and that's one of the big calls, and the referees do a great job, and that was a tough one. Maybe if you can slow that down in slow motion there, heavy hitter Mr. Nick Eskins, there's the quarterback, Bentley Ellison, running down the sideline. This was negated as a touchdown right there. He looks like he's in. He looked like he was in all the way, and they blew him out of bounds as we watch. As he goes down the sideline, he looks in right there. They called him out of bounds. And that play, and then also on a legitimate call, not that that wasn't, because like I said, it's a tough, but that was, that was such a tough call for the officials, and they called him out of bounds. But Beckley-Stratton had a touchdown called back right off the bat in the first quarter on a punt return of a block in the back, and nevertheless Independence able to win the championship for at least the third year in a row as they beat Beckley-Stratton 6-0. And Mario, you have the numbers of this thrilling 6-0 game, and I mean it was thrilling for a game didn't get its first touchdown till late in the fourth quarter. This was a very exciting, entertaining game.
Well, Independence was balanced by half. They got 54 yards in the first half and ended up with 104. So they had 50 yards in the second half for a total of 104 yards. But Beckley-Stratton, after having 50 yards in the first half, had -9 in the second half. They only ended up with 41 yards, and it was basically came down to the punt that was snapped backwards that gave them a negative gain and also set up the final and only touchdown of the night to win the game.
And what hurt Beckley-Stratton was those two snaps. The snap there that set up what, as you mentioned, was the winning touchdown. And then on the final play for Beckley-Stratton, they couldn't get the snap off there. So it cost them on a couple different times tonight.
Yeah, if you're playing tonight, you're fighting, not only are you fighting each other as far as playing against your competition, but you're also fighting the weather, the wind, the rain. There were just so many things that you had to fight through tonight to get this win, this victory for Independence. All the elements was here, and you have to also tip your hat to Beckley-Stratton. They played really hard, and they walked out of here knowing they've had 2 chances at them, and maybe another year it might be their year. But tonight it's for Independence.
Well, congratulations to the Independence Patriots for winning the 2025 Raleigh County Football Championship as they beat Beckley-Stratton 6-0. We appreciate all the fine folks here at Independence that help make our broadcast possible. Tomorrow night, Eric Thomas will join me at Van Meter Stadium. Pete Curlicerto Field will have the battle between Oak Hill and Beckley. We'll air at 7, kick at 7:30. Then Saturday afternoon from the Raleigh County Convention Center, WU Tech men's and women's basketball. The women's game tips at 4, the men's game tips at 6. For our entire crew here, we appreciate Chris Farish, the stat man that had the stats there. We appreciate Cade Burgess that fought the elements for the camera. As always, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, produced and direct. For Mario Lowry, I'm Maris Lowry, repeating the final score. Congratulations to Independence. They win the Middle School County Football Championship. They defeat Beckley-Stratton 6-0. Good night, everybody.